And my light just started blinking. Welcome back to Man Down Sports, man. Hey, we're here with another episode. Look, we're a little bit late. We had some technical difficulty. I'm still having some technical stuff with my light over here. Y'all see this light blinking? Oh man. So yeah, we back in here, man. Everybody that's joining right now, make sure you hit the thumbs up on your way in. Share the feed as well, man. Invite more people in here. We got a real good episode. We're gonna start with a little bit of football, because of course the Super Bowl just happened. We can't go past that and not talk about it. So we're gonna start with that. We got a guest from the Format Podcast down here on the bottom right. That's my man Bruce. Go and check out his channel right now if you haven't already subscribed to it. Go over there, man. I wouldn't endorse him if it wasn't good content over there. So go ahead and subscribe to him on his YouTube channel, the Format Podcast. We'll introduce him a little bit later, but I just want to get some of these preliminaries out the way. We all up in here. What's up, DC Slim? Hey, DC Slim, you getting a lot of compliments on that poem, big dog.
That poem was fire.
Yeah, so we up in here, man. We got KC fans up in here. I don't know why they showed up, but they did.
Motherfucker talking shit.
They up in here, man. What did I say? Full pay on a Friday.
Facts.
Don't forget to hit us up on Tuesday as well. Don't forget to go look at our old content. Don't forget to hit the like button on your way in. Live. Yeah, we are. Yeah, we definitely live. Like button on your way in. And then this episode is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog Fantasy is the best place to play fantasy sports. I want to tell you about the easiest way to get in on some NBA action with Underdog Fantasy and their pick'em game. Just find your favorite player or any player for that matter, pick higher or lower on that player's stats, and you can win up to 20 times your money in one night. Pick between 2 or 5 players to fill your pick'em entry. Get every pick right, and you can net yourself some serious cash. Use the promo code ManDownSports, and you can get your deposit doubled up to $100. You got to check on the map to make sure your state is eligible to play Underdog Fantasy. But as soon as you do, and if your state is, go ahead and download Underdog Fantasy's app. Use the promo code ManDownSports, and you can, like I said, you can get that $100 match on your first deposit. And I would want to thank Underdog Fantasy for sponsoring Man Down Sports. All right, man. So we up in here, man. We already got some people in the comments. We got some usuals in here. We got some moderators. So I think we good to go. Ignore my light that's blinking. LEDs don't act right. So where we at?
Y'all in the club.
It's Club Mel over here, man. It's Club Mel over here, dog.
hey, and this joker got a luxury shirt on.
VIP status, dog.
Oh man. All right, man. Bruce, before we even get started, man, I kind of mentioned it before, man, but tell us about the where to find your show at, where they can find it at, and all that stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm the host of the Format Podcast. I'm Bruce, and you can find us on YouTube, the Format Podcast. You go ahead and look that up. You can find me on Twitter, or X, formerly known as Twitter, at Bruce F.A. Hope. That's at Bruce F.A. Hope. And you can find me on Instagram at the Format Podcast. If you want to, you want a different voice on the sports talk that you might not hear from the mainstream sports media, go ahead and check the show out. Hope you like it. Definitely got some stuff coming down the road too.
All right, dope, man. Thanks for joining us on the panel, man. We're going to get in.
Absolutely.
We're going to start with this Super Bowl, but I really want to get into this Pat Mahomes stuff where everybody's saying this man is the GOAT, right? So I'm gonna let the Kansas City fans down here on the bottom right and bottom left, man. Go ahead and do what y'all gotta do, man. Get y'all gloating out the way so we can move on with the show, man. Go ahead and do your thing.
Get that smut out the way.
Go ahead, Jay, because you know you got these motherfuckers.
Hey, listen. Is he the GOAT? Absolutely. Absolutely. You have never seen this before, and you'll never see it again. They call it back to bike. They call it 2/3 of the way to a three-peat. They call it greatness personified. They call it, as long as 15 is on your team, there is no problem. You can be down by 10, 15, 20, don't matter. When the final whistle hit, Kansas City will be the champions. Back to back.
Hey, man. Hey, that was probably one of the best Super Bowls I ever seen in my life, man.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
That was one of the greatest Super Bowls I ever seen in my life, man. I mean, think about it, bro. Think of all the things we went through this season, man. Receivers dropping the ball. staggering into the playoffs. And then with 3 seconds on the clock, Jay, the man went and just took the goddamn trophy out of the 49ers' hand. Debo personified, man. I mean, what else?
A whole nother quarter, right?
What else could he do, bro?
It makes it better that the touchdowns. It makes it better that the touchdowns were scored by MVS, who caught a lot of slack for dropping that pass against the Eagles,
right.
And Mecole Hardman, who we shipped to daggone purgatory with the Jets, and then he came back and got hurt, and then came back off of IR and scored the walk-off touchdown. I mean, you couldn't draw a better picture in them young men's lives.
Well, so a lot of people have been talking about him in the GOAT conversation for the last 2, maybe 3 years, and that conversation, rehashed right after the Super Bowl. Now he got this is his 3rd one out of 4 trips.
Yeah.
But there's not a lot of people who actually buying that stock, man. Rob Parker is one of them. This is what he said.
Yeah.
So here we go. But now I'm talking about quarterbacks, and we know Patrick Mahomes has had a great career so far, right? There's no debate there. I'm not even sitting here. I'm not trying to tear down anything that he's done. But when it comes to Super Bowls, people talk about all the time, don't bet against Patrick Mahomes. And I get it, he's won 3 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
But the numbers don't match up for what people talk about.
Okay.
If I told you that out of 12 quarterbacks who have gone to multiple Super Bowls, where would you think Patrick Mahomes' quarterback rating would be? Where would he be in the 12 quarterbacks who have gone to multiple Super Bowls?
Well, right now, the emphasis you're putting on that multiple, I would say he's probably 8 on that list.
How about 12?
He's 12th on that list.
12th on the list. Earlier, I talked about Terry Bradshaw.
Yeah.
Terry Bradshaw won 4 Super Bowls, right?
Yes.
People look at Terry Bradshaw as like it was all about the Steelers' defense.
Steel curtain. Yep.
Steel curtain. Terry Bradshaw was good. He was okay. He wasn't the stir that stirred the drink, you know what I mean, or anything like that.
Right.
His numbers: 9 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, a quarterback rating of 112.8.
Wow. Okay.
Uh-huh. Patrick Mahomes across 4 Super Bowls. Terry Bradshaw was 4-0 and won 2 MVPs.
Yep.
Patrick Mahomes, 7 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, a passer rating of 85.2. He's 3-1, and he has Super Bowls in all 3, right?
Yep.
MVPs.
Yep.
How surprised are you when you hear these kind of numbers? Because the noise and the talk, and I get it, winning covers everything. Nobody cares. He threw the game-winning touchdown. Forget that he was bad for the first 3 quarters.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean? It's about winning.
Yep.
And I think that's what glosses people over when you think about it. But I don't think anybody would believe that Terry Bradshaw's numbers are better than Patrick.
Oh, I
So that's a lot he said, but the gist of it is, out of great quarterbacks who have won multiple Super Bowls, Pat Mahomes is not touching them as far as their passer rating. He's not touching them as far as their turnover to touchdown ratio. And there's a lot of greats out there that we probably forgot about that when you actually look below the surface, probably are better quarterbacks. And I just want to get y'all thoughts on. I'm gonna start with our guest first with Bruce coming in, because this is a sound bite that I heard on his show earlier this week that I wanted to bring to the panel. So I'm gonna let you go first, and I want to hear from Zoe after that.
Yeah. So thanks for that. So I actually did a show, I think Monday, and the title of it was, I can't remember the title, but basically the premise was Pat Mahomes is closer to Tom Brady than LeBron James is to Michael Jordan. And basically my premise there was, Mahomes is really chasing that GOAT, and the gap is much smaller than it is on the basketball side. But when I heard these stats, and Rob Parker goes on further to talk about just how far ahead in terms of Super Bowls Joe Montana is than Pat Mahomes, I had to go back and do another show and say, man, I was wrong about this. And not only did I just run with the stats, I actually went and looked at what Terry Bradshaw did in those Super Bowls. And I was one of those people who was a believer that, well, the Terry Bradshaw was just carried along by the running game and by the steel curtain. And that's just not the case when you go back and look at it. Now, is anyone doubting what Pat Mahomes has done in his first 7 years in the league? No, he's probably had, I think it's probably irrefutable that he's had the greatest first 7 years of any quarterback ever. When you talk about the stats and you talk about the winning. But when you look at the separator, which is always the championships, pretty much in any sport among great players, the separator is the championships and how guys play on that highest level. The numbers bear out that Pat Mahomes is not there yet. And it's crazy because he's playing in an era where you can't hit quarterbacks the way you used to. You can't hit receivers the way you used to. So it makes it much easier, much like the NBA, for guys to put up insane offensive numbers. Now, nobody, like Rob Parker said, is trying to take a shot at Pat Mahomes and say that he's not great or he's not on pace to be an all-time great. If he retired today, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer, no question. That said, when we talk about the separators of championships and how guys play on that highest level, he's just not there yet. And the evidence is now there. So I had to, like I said, I had to do another show saying I was wrong. Pat Mahomes has not yet passed Terry Bradshaw in terms of Super Bowl play, nor has he passed Joe Montana. And so that's going to take a little time. Chances are he will get there, but he hasn't done it just yet. And so that gap with him and Brady is a lot bigger than I thought.
So,
yeah, I mean, I couldn't have said it better myself. I think it's a lot of recency bias. Pat Mahomes is great. I think that we are not discounting his greatness when we say he isn't better than Joe Montana. We're talking about Joe Montana.
Right.
Joe.
Right.
Yeah.
Joe Cool.
Joe Cool.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I think that sometimes while you're watching greatness, it's easy to forget that they aren't the first great.
Yeah.
It's easy to forget that. And I understand it, especially, you know, when it's Kansas City, who's been, you know, now perennially just winning. They're a team that's been in the playoff hunt, in the Super Bowl conversation since the emergence of Pat Mahomes. So I get it. But at the end of the day, this guy is still young. What is he? How old is he? 26?
28.
He's 28 years old. His game is not predicated on athleticism. Give him a chance to turn into whatever he's going to turn into before putting that type of pressure, putting that label on him, and don't discredit the guys who came before him.
Right.
You know, like those stats are surprising to me. You know, I just listening to him, I think that I think if you ask Pat, that he probably would say, well, I still have a long way to go. Mm-hmm. You know, at the end of the day, just based on those stats alone. Now, stats don't make the player, and we are witnessing greatness, and I don't think nobody is saying that that's not the case. The kid is great. He's great. Mm-hmm. He is great at the quarterback position. There's nobody in the league better right now at that position. And we can salute that, but also not discredit the guys like Marino, Montana, even Bradshaw, who's won and who's, you know, done those things before him. He still has a long way to go. I think he has the potential to get there. I think we will be talking about 10, 20 years from now, him in the same ilk as the Montanas and the Bradys and all the rest of the guys who we put in front of him now. But let's just give it time.
So let me just add this real quick. The thing I'm curious about, Brady had the benefit of playing with arguably the greatest head coach of all time for 21 years. And we know that Andy Reid, he's already 65, if I'm not mistaken. He's not going to coach forever. So maybe Pat Mahomes has 5 more years with him. So on the way they're going, maybe they get 2 more Super Bowls in that time, right? But the question is, when he doesn't have Andy Reid anymore, when Travis Kelce's gone, he's still going to be great, no question, but is the winning going to continue? And I think when people talk about Brady, that's one of the things, and Montana, but I'll start with Brady real quick. When people talk about Brady, they look at sustained excellence over such an incredible period of time when, for the most part, he did not have elite weapons. And no matter who he had, they still won. And when you look at Montana won 2 Super Bowls with Jerry Rice. He won 2 Super Bowls without Jerry Rice. And so people look at that and they say, okay, these guys were able to do it over an extended amount of time with varying situations. And I think you know, again, we talk about these separators because the greatness happens in levels, and there has to be ways to separate them. And so I think when we have to give more time, and when it's all said and done, we will truly know what Patrick Mahomes is and how great he is, because when certain things get taken away from him, we'll see if he can still be the guy who lifts everything to the top.
Well said, brother.
Look, I look at when they start talking about GOAT, I look at it different ways. I got two lists. The first list on the left is who is the better player, right? So when we talk about quarterbacks, we talk about who the better quarterback is. And in my opinion, I got Montana number 1. I got Marino number 2. Might put Peyton Manning number 3. And then after number 3, it becomes a debate. Now, when you start talking about which one of those great quarterbacks has had the greatest accomplishments, the greatest career, who has achieved more, then of course you're going to put Brady 1, Montana 2, and then you start going, and it looked like Mahomes is going to be 3, if not now, pretty soon, right? So I got a top 3 list of who the better quarterback is, a top 3 list of who's accomplished more. And then you got to marry the two to come up with your GOAT list. And when I do that, I don't have Mahomes in my top 3 yet. For some reason, and I know y'all go, I know y'all go tear me up on this, but for some reason I can't get over how huge the gap between Marino and anybody I've ever seen. And even though he hasn't won anything, he's my top 3. He's top 3 to me, right? And
I saw him play.
Yeah.
When you see ability, sometimes people forget that. And that's why I say it's recency bias a lot of times, because, you know, we are of a certain age where I remember Joe Montana. I remember it.
Me too.
And so when I was watching it, I'm like, man, I don't know if I've ever seen this before. And that feeling that you get at that particular time is what a lot of people are feeling for Mahomes now. But that eye test means something. That's why you hold Marino in such high regard, because you remember what he looked like. You know what I'm saying? You saw what he looked like. But
of course, the last part to that piece is, and y'all know this because I said this 100 times before. In football, a quarterback can never be the GOAT or the greatest of all time. That position itself just doesn't play enough football for me. They're playing something totally. They're playing a little bit of football, and they're more special teams players, like a punter or a kicker, in my opinion. They just a grade above that. They're not playing enough football. They're not playing enough football like a running back or a receiver.
I disagree.
I agree 100% with what I just said, because I mean you just can't. I mean, what running back playing a 45? And you just said it, Bruce. You just said they made rules where quarterbacks can't get touched, and the guys that he's targeting can't get touched.
Right.
So what sport are they playing? Because you can touch a running back in any type of way you want to.
Right. But it didn't used to be that way. And I think, real quick, to your point about Marino, what we got to remember, and it's unfortunate because he didn't win. The thing about Marino is that this guy was putting up the numbers that guys are putting up now in the mid 1980s. That is absurd to think about.
Exactly.
Right. When back then it was a running back first game. And again, you could be so physical with quarterbacks, but at the end of the day, you got to get it done. But I disagree with your take on quarterbacks because, and especially now, the game is so quarterback driven, it's nearly impossible to win without one. And I'm really just running through my mind. There's not a lot of teams that win championships without really good quarterback play.
But that's because they made the rules where you can't win without a quarterback.
Well, I'm talking about if you go back, how many teams won championships?
We'll go back to the HBCUs. When the quarterbacks was bona fide running backs and was running and throwing, they was playing real football. If you strip down all the fact off of the NFL, because remember, American football is not just stuck to the lens of NFL. NFL is giving us their version of football.
Right.
But if you look at football in its totality and pure football, that's what we play on the sandlot. And even with my high school, if I take the guys that we played sandlot football with, Tom Brady ain't messing with us. He get on that field with us if he want to. I'm tearing him. There's nothing for he's not going to tackle me. He's not going to out route me on and catch a pass. Tom Brady's not going to do anything except throw. And I doubt without nobody blocking with 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, Tom Brady is any useful on the same. I mean, like, so when you strip down the fact of just NFL football and just go pure football, he's not the football player that a Herschel Walker or Thurman Thomas or Barry Sanders. He's not a football player like that. Jim Brown, Jerry Rice, Deion Sanders, Lawrence Taylor, those are the GOATs of football.
So I'm not gonna. This will be the last thing I'm gonna say because I don't want to monopolize this whole thing and keep going back and forth on it. But what I will say, and this is something I said on my show, I was really thinking about it. The fact that Tom Brady, to your point, is not able to do those things and lacks the athleticism that we see from so many of today's elite quarterbacks. To me, that makes him even better because you know where he's going to be. He cannot escape the pressure the same way that so many of these guys can. Your Mahomes, your Lamar Jacksons, even your Joe Burrows, etc. He can't do that. You know where he's going to be. He's in the pocket, and he's still slicing and dicing. As a defense, you don't have to worry about him getting out of the pocket and jumping out the window on you. You don't have to worry about that. You know where he is, but he's still getting it done. And to me, that makes him even better and more dangerous. Because you know,
kudos to the dudes. Kudos to the athletes he's throwing the ball to, Bruce. Kudos to the athletes he's throwing the ball to.
But other than Randy Moss, and for his time in New England, who were those guys? Randy Moss, Gronk,
Hernandez.
Those three. Other than that, he didn't have elite weapons. Sorry,
I would beg to differ and say that Julian Edelman was pretty damn elite.
And so was Wes, and so was Randy.
What did he do before he got with Brady? Just like Wes Welker.
Had an all-world defense.
What did anybody do before they got to Brady?
But that's what I'm saying.
Your name wasn't Moss or Gronkowski.
Exactly.
Your name wasn't Moss or Gronkowski. That's two people, though.
So
if you were Moss or Gronkowski, they 20 years, they were known for taking no-name milkmen and postal workers and turning them into Super Bowl caliber receivers.
Right. And so Tom Brady should get the credit for that, other than those three guys we named.
Should he or should be Belichick?
Well, Belichick is not an offensive guy. Go ahead, man.
Hey, man, I just had my hand raised because I was waiting on y'all to get. Because first of all, that shit Melvin just said was that damn. I almost called the police on his ass. I almost got that motherfucker a psych eval. I was about to have the motherfucker take him up to Scripps and take him all the way the fuck out. Hey, man, look. The quarterback is the most important position on the football field. I don't know if you ever played football, like legitimate football, but the quarterback is the most smartest person on the field. He got to throw the ball with a certain timing, knowing that his receiver's going to be there to catch the ball. Everybody else just got one job. He got to survey the field, know the play, and adjust as needed. You know why I say Mahomes, you know why I say he's the GOAT? He might end up being one of the greatest ever. Because, bro, he does shit that if you had a quarterback book, if you wrote a book on how to be a quarterback, all the shit he do is wrong. You're not supposed to pass across your body.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're
not supposed to switch.
You're not supposed to switch from your throwing hand to your non-throwing hand and still throw the ball and the receiver still catch it. You're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to do a no-look pass. He does all those things, and he does them effortlessly.
And you're not supposed to let your wife run and jump in McCole Hartman's arms and wrap her legs around his waist. You're not supposed to do that. Go ahead.
You adding in extra shit, Melvin.
You can do that if you want to.
That was really her.
Right. Yeah. Hey, look. Man. That's their business.
Trouble in paradise.
Yeah, you can do that. You can let McCole Hartman hug your wife like that.
Yeah. Whatever.
One night only after the Super Bowl.
First of all, my wife ain't jumping on no motherfucker named Hardman. Period.
Here you go.
Oh boy.
Hey, we all fall right. We go.
So I got a question for y'all.
But
go ahead, Luxury. Go ahead, Luxury.
Hold on, Chris. Hold on.
Because, how many takes is that for Chris J? You counting? That's 4 takes.
Of what, today?
Chris got 5 takes on every goddamn subject.
I ain't saying shit today.
Chris got 13 motherfucking takes on every goddamn
I'm just sitting here, man. I'm just sitting here. I ain't saying
nothing. Go ahead, Jay. Go ahead, Jay.
To the point Rob Parker made about Mahomes stats in the Super Bowl. when we talking about greatness, you're talking about the totality of each and every season and not just one game. Different things are done to win championship games with that extra bye week and all that, and how teams are scheming. And so that's almost like a LeBron stat. But even better than all that, by all metrics, everybody said that this was Pat Mahomes' worst year statistically, and I think everybody can agree on it. So for the year, everybody was Dak Prescott and Brock Purdy were like the front runners of the MVP conversation all year. As far as pure quarterbacks, you got to kind of put Lamar out of there because his numbers not going to look like what you're looking at. So, but Dak Prescott numbers this year, which was one of his best seasons ever, he had 4,500 yards, 36 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. All right. Brock Purdy had 4,200 yards, 31 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions. And in Pat Mahomes' worst season of his career, he had 4,183 yards, 27 touchdowns, and 14 interceptions. Even in his bad year, the year y'all say, oh, man, he fell off, is still competing with what you say is the MVP.
Well, neither of them were my MVP.
Yeah, neither one. Yeah, it was a one-man race for me this year. It was Lamar.
So again, but you got to look at. You can't. These are people that you could judge by their stats. You can't really judge Lamar by his stats because
I agree.
Of the other way.
And the purpose of it is to win the game too, man. I'm gonna open the phone lines up while y'all lobby that back and forth, man. But the phone lines are open, man. Y'all can call in and weigh in on what y'all think. On this GOAT debate, is Pat Mahomes creeping up on Tom Brady, or do you agree with Rob Parker and people like me that he ain't even touching Joe Montana yet, and probably not even Dan Marino? I mean, is it still a conversation with him and Aaron Rodgers, or no?
He's past Aaron Rodgers.
I think a lot of quarterbacks are actually past Aaron Rodgers, honestly.
On the achievement list, but is he better than Aaron Rodgers?
I think so.
I would go as far as
you see what he does every year. Absolutely.
Right.
And he's past Dan Marino too. Me personally,
on the achievement.
Everybody who knows me for real and how I became a Chiefs fan, Joe Cool is the reason why I became a Chiefs fan. I wouldn't put him past Joe Montana yet. However,
that's fair.
If in 1 year from now we're talking about how they won another Super Bowl, you can kill that Joe Montana talk.
So the only thing I gotta say about that is everyone's talking about, can the three-peat happen? And there's been better teams than these Chiefs that have not been able to three-peat. The three-peat is hard in football. Why? Because it's never happened before. I don't know if I see it.
Here's the thing. The question that you have to ask yourself is Juju Schuster MVS, Mecole Hardman, Watson, is any of these guys sniffing the Hall of Fame? They can't even get tickets to go visit the Hall of Fame. You understand what I'm saying? And these are the receivers, Sky Moore and Kadarius Toney. These are the receiving core that he was won the last 2 Super Bowls with. So, hey, listen,
bruh.
What more you want him to do? They just called me. They called me and Eric and said we're gonna be the receiving core next year.
Yeah. Hey, look.
Oh, hold on. So I got a question. At what point do we not take it away from Patrick Mahomes?
Take number 7. Take number 7. Go ahead.
not taking away from the things that Patrick Mahomes has done and can do on the field. But at what point, when we start noticing the faults of this Chiefs offense, do we start crediting the Chiefs defense for their role in these Super Bowl wins?
Absolutely.
I gave them all the credit in the world, and I believe we only won because of the defense, because we turned the ball over twice, and the defense kept us in the game. But
I see a lot of people talk about how Brady had great defenses, which is true.
The defense.
Brady had great defenses, but to say that the Super Bowls, the last 2 Super Bowls were won solely on the back of Patrick Mahomes, you can't you can't discount the defense because the defense has been extraordinary these last 2 Super Bowls.
Go ahead, Jay.
The defense did exactly what they're supposed to do, but a wise man who has wonderful takes all the time, man, we like to call him Man Down Mel, once said that you can play all the defense in the world, but if don't nobody score, you still don't win. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true. And you still got to put that ball in the hole or put that touchdown or that ball across the end zone.
You know what the defense did though.
It wasn't no defense that threw that perfect pass to MVS. It wasn't no defense that threw that pass to Miko Hartman to walk off the field.
But you know what the defense did?
Give a lot of credit to his number 7. Harrison Butker doesn't get any credit, and he deserves a whole lot of credit.
You're right. You're right.
No, but it was that defense that stopped Kyle Shanahan's offense on 2 key plays. I think it was that late third quarter, third down, that corner blitz that Spags sent.
3rd and 4,
right? The 3rd and 4 corner blitz that Spags sent that got the 49ers off the field when they were driving. And of course, there was the defensive stop in the first possession of the overtime that held the 49ers to 3 points instead of 7. And that was the difference in the game. So
all I'm saying is the defense gave Pat enough time. Because I'm telling you, man, the dude is smart as shit, man.
Oh, yes.
Like the dude didn't know what the fuck. Like if you look at the first half, he was just trying to figure it out. Once he figured it out, that's all the defense gave him enough time to do. Kept him in the game, and he figured it out. And once he figured it out, he ate their ass up.
So when you mention the defense, here's a big question I got for you all, Chiefs fans especially. What are you going to do with Chris Jones? Because he is a game wrecker, and if you don't re-sign him, I think the Chiefs have serious problems.
We already got him. I just looked it up
today. The ink is on the paper right now.
Yeah, they already got him. Yeah, they already got him. They're going to put him on that, what's that shit called?
Oh, they're gonna franchise him?
They franchise. I already put him on the franchise tag.
No. He's getting his contract. L'Jarius Sneed is getting franchised. Trust me.
Okay.
I've already talked to people.
See, this is why we need an all Kansas City podcast on right now sports, man. Y'all play pimping, man.
Yeah.
How we play pimping, man?
It's coming. It's coming, man.
I'll get it.
It's coming, man.
Man down on Chiefs.
Listen,
hey, but you can't call it man down on Chiefs. That you can't call it that.
Man down on Chiefs is crazy.
You cannot call it that. Pause.
We'll name this podcast later.
Yeah.
Pause. That's why we ain't came yet.
All right, well, we ain't getting no. That's unusual, man. Y'all hate football that much. Nobody called in on that. That's interesting, man. So we'll move. We'll move on. Yeah, that's real interesting.
Here they come.
they go come in on this.
Shout out to Detroit
before we even say anything. What you say, Jay? What you say?
I said shout out to Detroit.
Oh yeah.
Damn, man. Look. See how he got ready to get sensitive. See how he got ready.
No, because I heard Detroit. I didn't hear the rest.
That motherfucker ready to be sent. You can't tell me shit, Eric. I don't have to do anything.
Hey man, shout out to DC Slim on the phone, man. DC Slim calling in. What's up, man? What's your thoughts on this topic?
What it do, fellas? Man, the greatest fucking show on YouTube, for sure. Hey, y'all tripping on here today. I'm gonna give you this football jump, and then I'm gonna give you this new 14 I got for you. All right. So
hold on, what's the new 14 on? Is on LeBron?
Never heard of 14 before.
Your new 14 is going right into your next topic, homie.
Okay.
All right, but first of all, y'all tripping on this quarterback thing. All right, if you're gonna sit here and act like Dan Marino and Joe Montana ain't that good because he can't run a 4.9 or whatever that is, you tripping.
No, I just hold on, Slim. I'm gonna let you finish.
We went to,
but I just said that Joe Montana and Dan Marino was number 2 and number 3. I mean, Joe Montana was number 1, and Brady was number 2, and Dan Marino was number 3. So I gave them props as great quarterbacks. I'm not saying running quarterbacks are better than them. What I'm saying is, if I'm judging a football player, the last position I'm going to after the skill positions like receiver, running back, corner, tight end, I'm going to quarterback. I'm not going to quarterback to look for my greatest football player because they're not playing the same amount of football as the other guys.
I see what you're trying to say, right? But what it's really this kind of subjective. You know what I'm saying? So go back to what we were saying about Lamar and Vic, right? I mean, Lamar is good, but Lamar plays on a team that has a great defense. Mm-hmm. That's the reason why Kansas City won the Super Bowl this year. These quarterbacks that play on good defenses. Now, remember, Andy Reid and his defensive coordinator, they about to be in actually the top 15 in history. So you got to give it to them. To make it look like Mahomes is great, I think Mahomes is a little bit better version of Shorty in Buffalo. They just reckless. They cowboys, so it look good on what they doing. And remember, we live in an exciting world, you know what I'm saying, where everything got to go fast and be big plays. So that's really what it is. But the reason why I would say Brady is not overrated, but a system quarterback. Some quarterbacks just throw the ball 10 yards and get us down the field and score this touchdown, and we'll play the clock, not the team. So I say it's subjective. You know what I'm saying? But if you're just going to say a true drop back 3-step, I'm going Montana and Dan Marino all day, all night. I'll take them. And I even throw Peyton Manning in there.
Yeah, I like the way Peyton Manning, he dissected defenses and he knew when to switch up the play. He was very intelligent on the field. I give you that.
Mm-hmm. Peyton Manning is a beast, man. One of the best quarterbacks I've seen. Yeah, if I put anybody in front of my Marino, it'd probably be Peyton. My
problem is we saw what happened when Peyton got outside the dome in playoff situations, though. Like on bigger stages, he did not tend to play well, and for me, that's problematic. And that's no shot at Peyton's greatness.
You can't blame Peyton for that. You got to those games. Peyton wasn't all at fault, man. They wasn't stopping nothing in them games. So I think that's why I say we asking for too much from the quarterback. So the same way my man say, they not on the field that much, they also can't get that much blame. So I can't give Mahomes all of the credit. I give him 30% because their offense was trash this year. I had some of them dudes on my fantasy league and they got nothing. You know what I'm saying? So their defense, they got a lot of turnovers and big plays. That's how they won. So I give them, 70% defense, 30% offense. But check this out.
Real quick. You my mans, but I gotta disagree with you on the Peyton Manning take. Like you can't have both. You either, hey, this quarterback is going to be regarded as the GOAT. And so in big situations, we expect him to do what Patrick Mahomes did and drive down the field, score the winning touchdown. If your offense ain't producing, then you're going to be blamed the same way that you're going to get the credit if you deliver. So you can't say that it is not Peyton Manning's fault. He's part of the blame. I'm not saying he's the only person to blame, but he's definitely part of that blame. And he's done it on numerous occasions on that big stage when he wasn't. And we, even if, and this is not a Peyton Manning bad session, but we saw in Detroit when he was, in his latter years, the reason he has another Super Bowl is not because he's Peyton Manning or even look like Peyton Manning in that Super Bowl. He has it because of that defense. So I think it's okay to say the quarterback definitely has a lot to do with the outcome of those games and that Peyton wasn't able to deliver a lot of times in those big stages.
Watch this. Is Peyton Manning a better quarterback than Tom Brady?
No.
Yes.
Y'all crazy.
Yeah.
No.
He is.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is. I would say he is.
Brady ain't win nothing until they got the tape so he can go look at the defenses all night long.
He had the answers to the test. Hey, that's a good point. That's a good point. I used that when I was talking about a LeBron take earlier, man. But yeah, when you get the answers to the test and get an A versus the dude that studied and got the A, they both got A's. On the surface, but one took a shortcut. You know what I mean? So a lot of people don't look at the route you took to get the end result. But
Michigan don't deserve to be the champions, then, huh?
They had the answer to the test.
Listen. So, my bad. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Sam.
That's hard to say because college football wasn't real college football. That was more gambling than football. I saw this year. So I'm not giving nobody credit for that one this year. Yeah, that's
real quick. I'm gonna tell you this.
Hold on, Chris. I think what Melvin is saying about quarterbacks is kind of getting a little wonky as far as judging football players. I think the analogy that kind of makes more sense, and I think more people would grab. He's judging quarterbacks in the same way that you would judge pitchers in baseball versus the rest of the baseball players. where he's not saying that what they're doing is not important, but you just can't judge them like you judge everybody else because they're not asked to do some of the other things that everybody else is asked to do. But what they are asked to do is highly important to winning and losing.
Of course. Of course.
Hey, look, I end it like this. Michael Vick is a football player that plays quarterback.
Facts.
Peyton Manning is a quarterback.
Facts. That ain't a bad take.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. All right, hit us with that 14. Go ahead.
Okay, this here is called the most overrated GOAT that you know. Okay? I am the greatest of all time because I passed Kareem. I am the greatest of all time because I got ESPN on my team. I'm 4-6 in the finals, and Mike is undefeated. Let's just forget about Jordan. His playoff stats are not needed. I have dropped to my knees and cried in shame. I should get those calls. LeBron James is my name. Shannon Sharp and Nick Wright, I love their opinions. You better call me the GOAT or get attacked by my minions. Man, I wish I was Kobe, but I would never have his fame. The Black Mamba embarrassed me in that 09 All-Star game. You see, they moved the goats for me because I'm LB. I'll pass it in the clutch and wink at the referee. I played with so many superstars, it could be an NBA team. My starting five alone would be the greatest of all time. Sorry, fellas, I messed up there. But I'm the greatest of all time because I said so. I am LeBron Lance Armstrong James, the most overrated GOAT that you know. Peace out, fellas. I love this show.
Peace.
Fire.
Man.
Fire.
I mean, you talk about the 5 championships, though.
5. He said 5. Jay, you got to stop, man. You got to be stopped, bro. Jay got to be stopped, man.
Wow.
All right, man. Let's get into it, man. So we'll talk about some of these teams that that's what happened after the trade deadline, man. Because we got a Mavs team that's 6-0. We got a Lakers team who really did nothing at the deadline, but they did buy out or get Spencer Whitney in the buyout situation. We got a Knicks team that's they got some pieces, and I want to say what's the other and the Bucks are trending in the wrong direction, right? So we're gonna talk about all that, but before we even get to it, LeBron James some stuff got released, and that was Ramona Shelburne and I want to say Wojnarowski might have reported this that the Warriors had a trade on the line for LeBron James to come to the Warriors, right? They was talking with the Lakers and stuff like that. It didn't go down. Thought it was real interesting, man. So I'm gonna play what Rich Paul was saying to Stephen A. Smith about this, and I'm gonna get y'all thoughts on it.
Say nobody is interested. Everybody is interested in acquiring for LeBron James, but they actually made a push for it. What can you tell us? What level of truth there is? What level of falsehood there is to the reports that have circulated via Adrian Wojnarowski of ESPN and obviously piggybacked off of by Brian Windhorst and others? Your thoughts?
Well, I mean, look, obviously, it's true. Woj and Ramona is not going to report something that's false, but I think it's a testament to LeBron and obviously, also the organization of the Warriors who continue to be aggressive and wanting to compete. And so, look, things like this takes place, and obviously, when you're talking about the names at that level, it's going to be news. But it wasn't much news in terms of the timing and spent on it.
And you say that because why? There was no way in hell that LeBron James would even consider making such a move. Is that why you say that?
No, he's committed to the Lakers. I mean, Jeannie has been an incredible partner for him and us. And I think it's important for that to be understood and to be respected. Obviously, there's ups and downs and emotions throughout the course of the season, but ultimately, LeBron's committed to the Lakers.
Speak to how.
All right, so that's Rich Paul and Stephen A. Snitch talking about it. My thoughts on this before I'm gonna say this one thing, and I'm gonna let Chris go first because we gave him hell on the last segment, man. So
oh wow.
My thoughts on this is that this was probably something that LeBron and Clutch Sports used as leverage to get the Lakers to do something that they probably wasn't agreeing on doing at first, right? So this was his way of letting them know, look, I got people already interested in me, right? And the reason why I think that is because Clutch Sports did the same thing with Draymond and the Lakers when Draymond wanted the contract from the Warriors, and all we heard all summer was Draymond could go to the Lakers and join LeBron, and the Lakers are interested. And then we see LeBron and Draymond on vacation overseas together.
Mm-hmm.
They take a picture and post it on social media almost strategically.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, Draymond gets his contract and Jordan Poole gets traded, right? So this is a play that Clutch Sports uses a lot, right? And it's a reason why this leaked. But I think what was going on was LeBron was before he opted into his contract this summer, he wanted to make sure the Lakers was going to draft Bronny. And the Lakers probably were saying, we're not wasting no first round pick on Bronny. And then he did this. And then now we're hearing something different. But Chris, let me get your thoughts on if you think the Warriors was seriously trying to get this trade, and if they was, do you think it was a good idea?
I don't think this came from the Warriors camp at all. I don't even think it probably came from LeBron at all. I think it might have been just solely Clutch Sports doing some, underground anonymous name dropping. You think about the Warriors they have been so stuck in their ways of maintaining the dynasty. We're not trading Clay. We're not trading Draymond. We're going to ride this till the wheels fall off. And then to just come out and say, yeah, we were going to make a trade package for LeBron, which will almost absolutely have to include either or both of Draymond and Klay Thompson, which would do nothing for your locker room, right? Also, on the other side, if it came from LeBron is a very big ego and image person, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's about his legacy. If he were to say that he wanted to go to Golden State, his legacy would take the biggest hit of his career, because then it would be another superstar that he had to go get with to try and get another ring, where we've seen basically all his rings come from having to go recruit other. And I don't think that would be something that he would want to take that hit and tarnish, the legacy that he's trying to build and trying to cement. I think this might have just been a ploy from Clutch Sports to just be like, hey, let's just, as a leverage game against maybe the Lakers, or maybe just, throw something out there for free agency later, because I think he is a free agent after this year. I think he has an option that he could decline.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just throwing out there like maybe there is dissension in the ranks, and, we're not going to trade for you now. Right, it would be pointless, but maybe we can get you in the off season without having to mortgage the house on you, and we might be able to actually make something work. So I think it might have been a ploy by Clutch as either a play on the Lakers to be like, hey, this is what I need you to do come off season, or a subtle flag to the rest of the league, like, hey, LBJ is going to be on the market after this season. What y'all trying to do?
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's real obvious that this wasn't an actual basketball play. Because honestly, you got two teams that are not considered title contenders. Granted, yes, if you team Steph with LeBron James, it'll create the ripple that it needs to create as far as news goes. Mm-hmm. But based on what you would have to give up, I think a lot of the time, wouldn't expect him to do them either. The Lakers or the Warriors to do anything as far as the title goes. And these guys are going to they're in a point in their career where they're defined by titles. But you have to look at defined things. This news came after the trade deadline had already passed. It started before, but it came, to be truthful, after. So that means it's a play on the offseason. What news came directly after that? The Lakers are in position to trade for either Trae Young or DeJounte Murray in the offseason, because that was their response. It's like, hey, I might leave. Okay, don't leave, because we could get one of these guys in the offseason. It was almost directly right after that they came with these rumors, which told me everything that I needed to know. This was a LeBron and Clutch Sports play. Hey, I could leave if I wanted to. Hey, don't leave, because we can get these guys in the offseason, and then we can figure things out from there. It's completely is ridiculous, but it's obvious in my opinion.
So I can agree with some of what you're saying there, but I do believe that the Warriors were serious about making a play for this. The only thing where, I guess 2 spots where I get held up on that is, one, you know that the Warriors are not going to make that call without running it past Steph Curry. So if you're Steph Curry, why would you agree to that? I'm totally lost on why you would agree to that. This guy is your rival.
Let me ask you something, Bruce.
Absolutely.
Does that make you look at Steph different in the grand scheme of things?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's your rival. You don't want that. Like, you want to, but then these dudes are different now, right? I think we all pretty much come from the same era, and we seem kind of cut from the same cloth. And I wouldn't want to team up with my rival. I'm trying to beat that dude. Think about it. Steph and LeBron both got 4 chips, and Steph is saying, hey, I didn't have to join super teams to do it. I stayed right here and got mine, and I want to get one more and get past you. I don't want to get it with you, right? So that's the first. They had to run it past Steph. So Steph saying, I'm cool with this is beyond me. The second thing, and to me, this is the elephant in the room, and I did a show about this morning, is Bronny. Bronny is not an NBA player as it stands right now. He's averaging 2 points a game on 36% shooting. And so LeBron James, as any good father would, is going to try to put his son in the best position for success, and he's going to push whatever team he's on to try and draft this guy. But why would you get in bed with that, knowing that Bronny, who is not ready, is going to take a roster spot from a player who is? Why would you do that?
So let me ask y'all this question real quick. Hold on, let me ask you this question real quick before you go, Jay. So to your point, right? You said that Steph can't see himself. That's his rival, right?
I would think so.
This is also the same Steph that went to Kevin Durant's doorstep, another rival.
Do you consider
recruiting him?
Do you consider KD the same level of rival with Steph as LeBron James is, though? I don't.
Absolutely.
I don't see that.
Why else would you go? Like, you beat him, true enough. You came back from 3-1 and you beat him. But if you didn't feel safe enough in that alone, why go get him?
Hey, that was a point. That was a very valid point. Because I feel like back in the day, Jordan would have never went and got Larry Bird.
That's a fact.
No.
Facts.
No.
Dudes were different then, though.
Especially if he would have just beat him already. You just beat him.
He would have never went and got Joe Dumars.
Why would you go get him afterward if you didn't feel
Patrick
safe?
Ewing.
No.
What's my man name?
Charles Barkley.
Right. He wouldn't have got none of them dudes.
Right.
Well, here's the thing, man. We know for a fact that deal wouldn't take place because the only way for it to work would be for Curry to come to LA to play, for them to play together. Because LeBron is egotistical, and he knows that if he makes that move up north, they look at you again. You gotta leave. Blah 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 blah. Got it. Well, why would I leave a place where I'm the king of to come? You know what I'm saying?
What, you talking about Cleveland?
No.
Going from LA to
wait, how long? The king just got 3 trophies in front of Crypto. I don't know if LeBron's the king in LA.
Listen. Again, let's go back to my first sentence. The only way that they would ever be able to play together is if Curry went to LA. But if I'm Curry, I'm king in San Francisco. Why would I leave there? To join that. So again, and then from the Warriors office, I watched what's Luke's last name?
Kennard.
Not Luke. What's your boy name? Dunleavy.
Mike Dunleavy Jr.
Yeah, I watched the interview with him where he said, well, we didn't get to the point of making a true offer. We just inquired about him, which means that they never really had a play on the table. You know what I'm saying?
Who leaked that to Sharani and Wojnarowski though? I want to know how that works. Like, who gives that information to them so they can go report it? I think that's very weird.
I'll give you a hint. He got 5 championships.
And his name rhymed with LeBron Fames.
Well, so you just thank you for just agreeing with Jay that he got 5 championships. I appreciate that.
Hey, what's the ISP
to the trial?
it ain't even gonna call it
the Emirates NBA Cup. The Emirates NBA Cup.
Somebody said
Emirates, is that what it is? That's the sponsor?
They're gonna change it to the Emirates NBA Cup.
That's a pretty good sponsor.
Hey, hold on.
Of course
Not
it is.
Not Chinese.
It's all about Bron need to start learning Chinese. Oh my God.
And Bruce, to your point earlier, right? You know,
Yes.
LeBron is a parent first. I would hope so, right?
Yes.
LeBron is a parent
I believe
first,
he is.
right? He understands that, you know, his son does have the talent. His son is trying to bounce back from a critical injury suffered, right? So of course his numbers is not going to be outstanding. He's ramping up, right? They're getting right. If I'm LeBron, I'm not telling you to come out this draft class. You're going to sit and wait. Get the experience that you need.
I don't think
the thing about it is, right? We already know that the clock is ticking on LeBron, and he's trying to do something that Mike has never done. To make Bronny wait another year is just to leave another year on the table of LeBron stat padding with no results.
Here's the thing.
Before he can get that accolade of playing with his son.
That I don't think people realize. If USC had LeBron James Sr. instead of Bronny, they would still suck. Like they.
Hey, get off my alma mater, man. Shit.
Hey, listen. This year in basketball is not their year. You know
the best player in USC is Juju Watkins.
Facts.
Oh, facts. She's a bucket.
You're right. You're right. She's a problem.
She is a bucket.
That's a hooper.
She's a problem.
I wonder is Bronny at practice trying to be Quincy McCall?
You know it. Hey, let me for your heart.
Let me for your heart.
Wow.
Run it back.
Boy, y'all stupid. Y'all go style LeBron's son, man. Don't do Bronny like that, man.
It's not.
To my point, I don't think that the struggles that Bronny is having is indicative of how he can play. It's just the team is trash. You know what I'm saying? It just is like they can't get any offense going. You know what I'm saying?
You're gonna get off my alma mater though, Jay.
I would be lying if I sat here and told you that I watch USC college basketball, right? But that said, we got to remember going back that it's well known that Bronny wasn't the best player on his high school team. He's not the best of the James boys. Nope. He wasn't the best player in his division or his state. Like for a dude who has gotten all the hype for his name and his father's name, he's not that guy. Now, that's not me taking shots at him and, you know, God bless him for having a major, health scare and coming back from that. 100%. Major props to him. And I mean that 1000%. But if we just keep it strictly on the basketball court, I'm sure he's a very smart player. I have no doubt about that. But just in terms of what he can do in every situation, he's not the best. So what makes us think that he really deserves at this point to be a guy who's coming out this year or even next year? We're gonna have to see a major jump for him to have to even come out after next year.
He had to play like a whole different person to be
correct.
He's not on that level.
I'm not sure what the Lakers G League team is, but you know.
The South
I don't even think he's a G League player, bro. I don't think he belongs in the NBA yet.
He's got to be careful because if he goes on that professional level, whether it's G League or the NBA, everybody is going to want to make their name off him. They're going to destroy. Remember Lonzo Ball after his pops was talking all that, how they went hard at him when he came in the league? It's going to be worse for Bronny. Because everybody knows he don't deserve to be there.
And it probably won't be that much worse for Bronny because LeBron got so much love from people around the league and especially the media. So it won't be as bad as Lonzo Ball. But I will say this: we don't know where Shaq's son is right now, and the Lakers gave him a shot. After he had his issues, and they said we're gonna at least draft him, man. Your dad is part of the Laker fraternity, so we'll at least give you a look. And LeBron is a very calculated individual. This has been planned out for years. That's why his leverage is the fact that he has an opt-out this season. And if the Lakers don't hold on their end of the bargain and get his son, then he can opt out and go somewhere else. And whatever money he was bringing as far as ticket sales and notoriety and all that stuff is going right out of the Lakers' door after he's got them to trade out their draft pick. So the Lakers are they're strapped.
You don't have to waste the first round draft pick. I promise he'll be there in the second round. I promise.
But maybe not though. Maybe not though.
I promise he'll be there in next year's draft too.
I tell you right now, if the Clippers got multiple first rounds, I'm spending one on Bronny just to mess with the Lakers.
You know what's crazy? It's funny that you would say that because at the end of the day, whoever decides to take Bronny has a chance to get LeBron James if they want that media attention because that's what it is at this point.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah, that's
and
what
that, and that's why he was flirting with the Warriors. And that's why he did that with the Warriors at the trade deadline.
That's a dog and pony show.
I think we're forgetting the key components.
They don't.
They don't.
The Lakers have no picks to like what?
They got some
2029?
They got some second round picks.
Hey, we got to do what we got right now. We ain't got no picks. And right now we balling.
Not enough to get any first round talent.
Nah, we gonna win the championship this year. Watch.
Who?
Wow.
Y'all already did.
You right.
That's a great comment.
Tournament.
Hey, Kevin Walker. Hey, my uncle Kevin, man. What's up, big dog? Thanks for the super chat, man. Who's better, Pippen Jr. or Bronny? Well,
Pippen Jr.
Well, first of all,
Pippen
before we
Jr.
get to that game on the court, let's rank their mamas. Savannah is way better than Larsa. I'm telling you that right now. 100%.
If we throwing the numbers into it, then Pippen is disqualified. We can
Pippen an ugly motherfucker anyway, man.
Pippen is
the daddy looks
you know what?
Up,
you know what I don't understand while we talking about the Stars sons. I understand that Cayenne is just about to go to college, but he doesn't get any of the attention that he deserves.
And he cold.
He's a problem. He's nasty.
Yeah. Him and Pippen other son actually Pippen other son is better than the first one.
And Cayenne
does he play at Sierra Canyon too? Pippen's other son? I think he does. Yeah. He plays with Bryce James. Yeah.
Hey, first of all, man, Sierra Canyon is a top notch. They got ballers all the time. And Ronnie wasn't one of the top ballers up there. I think they gave him a lot of shine because his daddy was at the games.
The top baller at Sierra Canyon was Drake.
Man, give me Dominguez, man. Go down to the hood and watch some boys get it in.
Yeah,
right.
Sierra Canyon has become what Oak Hill was in the 90s.
Yeah, that's a great one. I like that analogy.
Right.
But the answer to the question though is I think Bronny has way more potential than Pippen Jr. But at this level where they're at now, I seen Pippen Jr. in college, and he was controlling the game and doing his thing enough for him to actually get drafted, right? And Bronny is like taking it easy, and he's a freshman. He's taking it easy and playing more of a team concept. And I think he got a little bit of takeover in him, but he just won't do it. And I don't know what the strategy is for him not doing it. I don't know what it is. I don't know why he's taking it easy, but I think Bronny has more potential, but I think when they was in college, I think Pippen would rank a rate higher just based on the fact he was going to go get it. Bronny ain't going to go get it.
And here's a shocker that Carlos Boozer twins is better than both of them.
Facts. I was just about to say that Boozer twins and Matt Barnes twins.
Give it a Arena's son better than all of them too.
I was just about to say Elijah Arena's son.
Arena's son is good.
And Matt Barnes twins go crazy too.
But I think Bryce
got like 4 sons supposed to be nasty too.
I think Bryce NBA ain't gonna get crazy though.
Oh, Kareem.
Olajuwon, he got like 4 sons, all of them nice in down in Houston.
Okay.
Come on, bro.
Hey, hold on. Hey, listen. There will not be any Savannah slander, okay?
No slander at all. But hey, they did say she was on that list to go pick up that juice though.
Oh man, y'all cold.
They did say she was on the list though.
Listen, when LeBron messed up,
better look like
that coming home to me.
Yo. That's terrible, man.
Yeah, all right, man. So that was one trade deadline thing, but the other thing we got to talk about what's going on with the Bucks, man, and Glenn the consultant.
Glenn the consultant.
That was good. Eric that came up with that name. Since Eric came up with the name, man, Eric, why don't you go ahead and let us know first, man? What you think going on with the Bucks, man? They 1-6 since he got there?
3-7.
3-7.
Yeah. Hey man,
the loss last night.
Y'all know that motherfucker don't know what the fuck he doing. I mean, let's just be real, bro. Like, come on.
Hold on, Eric. Before you go,
Yeah.
hold on, Eric. Here's my man. I found this clip, man. This is Ball Don't Stop podcast. I like this dude, man. He got good analysis. I find his stuff on Twitter most of the time, but you can check him out on YouTube. But this is what he said about it.
Really? And so, the Bucks have failed to utilize Damian Lillard and maximize that duo with him and Giannis. And it's gotten worse since Doc Rivers got there. Their offense is messy. It's very clunky. It's hard to watch, because they have no order. They have no flow. Dame is totally out of rhythm. That whole dip in the stats is all from him not being able to be who he is. That's a guy that's got to come down as the lead guard, carve up the defense, run the pick and roll, get downhill, and set guys up, really feel the defense early, right? What that does is it keeps him in control of the game and allows him to be a lethal shot maker and go off for 8-10 threes. It's all rhythm, right? And with the ball out of his hands, like they're just awkwardly throwing him the ball in dead spots and saying, here, shoot. Honestly, a lot of this is coming down to Giannis. Like he's never played out of the post. He's never played off the ball. So all you see is him coming down the hill, taking over the top of the floor. Dame gets pushed to the corner, and it's awkward to watch because, everyone's just standing around watching him. And it's like Brook Lopez is shooting threes. Bobby Portis is just – they've become a very predictable offense, right? And they haven't changed. So they were talking about this on Gil's show. You got to put him in the spots similar to Chris Paul and Blake Griffin, Nash and Amari. You got to run the pick and roll. You got to put him in the lob action. You got to throw him the ball in the post. He's got to go eat. In order to maximize them, Dame's got to be in control of this offense, right? And it could be the same amount of shots and minutes. He's just got to be in control of the offense. Otherwise, the Celtics probably cruising the NBA Finals this year. No challenger for them. The Bucks have.
All right, now go, Eric. My bad.
Man, y'all know Doc Rivers don't know what the fuck he doing, man. I mean, let's just be real, bro. Doc Rivers has no idea, but like every team he's coached, bro. I think the other coach see Doc Rivers. They got Doc Rivers and be like, "We got this shit. Don't worry about it." I'm telling you, bro. I think whatever scheme, basketball scheme, offense, defense he runs in his head, that shit might have been like 20 years past his time, bro. Because hey, have you seen them play recently?
Yes.
I'm
bad.
watching the game and I know what the fuck they getting ready to do.
Yeah.
It's bad, bro.
I know exactly what they about to do. I'm like, here they go. Here come Giannis. I mean, he's just so predictable, bro. I really think he scammed that job. He basically he was a consultant, and I think he scammed that job. God don't like ugly, and that's why they in that position. And he might get fired before the season out anyway.
Sheesh.
I think that'd be unprecedented, man.
He might get fired before the season out.
It depends on what Giannis want, man, because they trying to make sure they keep Giannis and Giannis don't go nowhere.
Bro, their whole offense is like tanked.
It's clunky.
It's disgusting. And watching it, I watched the beginning of the game last night against the Grizzlies, and Charles was like, in the pregame, Charles was like, "This is the game for Milwaukee to get." They had 10 injured players. This was their 32nd different lineup, and they've missed 344 man games this season. Damn. All of which is the most in the NBA. They said if the Bucks don't blow the Grizzlies out by 20 at least, then there's a problem in Milwaukee. And I watched like part of the first quarter, turned it off, and when I went to go look at the score and seeing that Memphis won by 13, I was like, oh yeah, it's nasty business, bro.
So I thought the whole point of them getting rid of the previous coach, I can't remember, Adrian Griffin. Yeah, the point of getting rid of him was that the defense wasn't working the way it was supposed to. Now, granted, it's only been a few games, takes a while to get a system in place, but it doesn't look any better. And I'm a Celtics fan, so I got no problem saying that. But Doc Rivers has gotten more run out of that one chip than, man, probably anybody ever. Now, don't get me wrong. He went to two finals, but still, if we want to be honest, the real hero coaching wise of those teams was Coach Tibbs. That's why they won, because of that defense. But Doc Rivers, it's funny. I was actually, as a Celtics fan, calling for him to get fired before all them trades happened that brought the big three together. But I've never been a believer in Doc Rivers as a coach. And it's funny because all the players who have played for him swear by him. And I don't know why, because he can't get it done. I don't know.
Hey, Bruce, you know what, though?
What's up?
Hey, Doc Rivers, man. When you see him on the sideline, it looked like he damn near arguing with the motherfucking player. You ever see a motherfucker arguing? And you know what this remind me of though? This is an analogy. Hey, y'all remember Bill Belichick, right? Everybody that was an offensive coordinator for Bill Belichick, any person that was on his coaching staff got a head coaching job, right? How'd they do?
Trash.
Terrible.
Trash. Right? So Doc Rivers got that one championship, and they like, oh, maybe he can come win one for us. He was surprised he won the one that he won.
He getting a lot of play out of that. I'm gonna be real quick, Jay. He getting a lot of play out of that one finals run he did, but he ain't getting as much play off of that one Western Conference final that Luka is getting. I mean, they every time you say something about Luka, they be like, but he went to the Western Conference final. But go ahead, Jay. My bad. I just wanted to throw that out there. Go ahead.
Nah, the fact of the matter is, Glenn the consultant, now Glenn the head coach, he probably done snuck his way into Glenn, president of basketball operations, and he probably he gonna clear a roster spot right now to bring in a free agent, and I could see Austin Rivers suiting up before the end of the season for them boys, man.
Nah, I don't think so. Nah.
Why?
Nah, because who you gonna give up? Because the Nassas ain't going nowhere.
Who you gonna give up that for that?
Somebody's gonna be gone. It's gonna be an injury or something, and he bringing Austin right on in, man. But
wow,
this was not a basketball move at all. It just was.
It wasn't. It couldn't have been. It couldn't have been. How do you trade? How do you get rid of the winningest coach in the Eastern Conference?
Crazy.
Crazy to me that Doc Rivers is coaching the Eastern All-Star game.
Wow.
It's absolutely insane to me. And then 10 games sample size. I get it. It's just not enough to draw a final opinion off. But even before that sample size, we've seen this dude do. He had his finals runs, 2 finals, 1-1. From that point on, this dude has coached so many Hall of Famers. I think Embiid will be in the Hall of Fame. I think CP3 will be there. I think Paul George will be there. I think Kawhi will be there. I think these guys who he's coached. Of course, we know about Ray. We know about KG. We know about Paul. We know that those guys are going to be there. He's done the least with the most.
He said the least.
That's a great point.
He's done the least.
That's right.
Like, look at these.
The thing that nobody's looking at, you talking about this is small sample size. You just brought Dame Lillard in, right? And then trying to get them to jail. As soon as it seems like some gelling is about to happen, you change your whole entire system with a brand new coach. So now they gotta learn how to gel again while learning a whole new system. Yeah, they're gonna take some bumps on the head because it was stupid. You didn't do this move to win this year.
At one point, do these lumps become concussions though?
Great point.
I don't know. Is there anybody on the panel that's willing to piggyback off what the clip said and hold Giannis accountable for his limited game?
So
because now he has Dame. You get what I'm saying? Everybody who plays that style where they have the ball a lot and everyone is orbiting around them waiting for a catch and shoot. Once you get a player that can actually hoop like Dame, now you don't have an excuse to have the ball. And now guess what? We need you to go somewhere else and play your natural position, which is power forward, and you need to be in that post. Right. And Giannis don't have a post game, and he definitely ain't no catch and shoot player. So now you got a superstar in Dame that you can't even use for his abilities because you got a superstar in Giannis who can only do one thing. And that's why LeBron has always suffered with great point guards. The only one that actually worked with him was Kyrie, and that's a testament to Kyrie's greatness. Yeah, but ain't nobody else who want the ball really operated well with that. Can somebody speak to Giannis actually being held accountable for this and not just
Hey, you know what though? Oh, go ahead, Bruce. Go ahead, Bruce.
Apologies. I do agree with you about Giannis needing to be held accountable, because before we get to that, I did hear somewhere, I can't remember what pod it was on, but they were saying that Giannis is basically the reason that Adrian Griffin is out of there. Like, Adrian Griffin would call plays and Giannis would be like, just ignore the play call and do what he wanted. So I don't know what was his issue. And it's sad because I've never looked at Giannis as that type of guy, but you know, clearly the happy-go-lucky, happy to be here, just play hard every night and not diva type superstar. I guess that's gone. He's been in the league too long, made too much money. He's won.
It was a language barrier.
I'm sorry.
It was a language barrier. Giannis didn't understand what he was saying.
Could be. Could be. Who knows?
I'm just happy to be here.
I'm happy to be here. No, but you know, with that, I think Giannis does hold some accountability, and obviously we know he doesn't have the post skills. We know he's not a catch and shoot player, to Mel's point. But here's the thing, and I just thought about this. The analysis Mel played at the beginning of this segment, talking about Dame being a major P&R guy, pick and roll. Okay, that's cool. So if that's the case, you Doc Rivers, okay, Dame, you run the pick and roll, you're dangerous. Why are you not getting this Karl Malone, John Stockton film out there and play closer to that? Because that allows for Dame to do what he does, playing the pick and roll, and you can get Giannis going downhill. Now, he's not going to do the pick and pop like Karl Malone did, but you can get him going downhill. He can catch the ollie, or, you know, you can hit him with the pocket pass. He can get a layup, what have you. Like, why are we not seeing more of that? And this is what frustrates me with the modern NBA. I think the coaching is so lazy. If you got a guy who's, like they talked about, pick and roll, well, then use the greatest two pick and roll point guard power forward combination ever. Use that as your template. It doesn't have to be exactly the same, but use some of that stuff. What are your thoughts on that?
If the superstar is against it, that's the guy who the superstar is holding way more power than the head coach now.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it boils down to. I always remember when Rick Pitino went to the Celtics.
Yeah.
And he tried to get them boys depressed, and them boys said, "Man, hey, you know what kind of money we making? We ain't pressing.
Yeah, I'm not going down there 94 feet. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you?" And he said that a lot of them guys had played for him in college, and I think Cybertron went up to him and said, "Look, man, if we don't win, they firing you. We good."
Right.
Yeah. That sounds like a Cybertron quote right there. That's
Hey, you know what though? To Bruce's point and to Mel's point, that's why they got a coach, man. The coach is supposed to look at those deficiencies and say, "Hey, man, this is how we gonna play the ball. Giannis, this is your strength. Dame, this is your strength. I'm gonna marry these two strengths together, which is gonna cover up some of our weaknesses, so we can win games."
But when you value the superstar more than you value the coach, like so that's why, like, even in with the NIL deals or whatever, that's why a whole lot of the old school coaches are getting out the game, because you don't have the power to implement your system. You don't have the power to discipline players for missing practice or being late or whatever. And listen, seats and butts, butts and seats, pardon me, is the only thing that ownership care about. You know what I'm saying? So listen, if Giannis don't want to run the pick and roll, then I don't care how good Dame literally is with the pick and roll. We ain't doing it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think and Doc can whisper his way to saying pick and roll 100 times. We already know that Giannis gonna look right past it. Hey man, if y'all don't give me the ball right here, and I'm gonna do what I want to do.
Yeah. As I'm sitting here listening to y'all, you know what I realized? Like, I think that initially my thought process was the same as Giannis. Happy to be here, you know. Go lucky, you know, the African boy who made good on his family.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But look at the amount of coaches. Like Greg Budenholzer won them won them an NBA ring, and he was gone as soon as they looked like they took a step back. He was gone.
I think he left for personal reasons, though, bro.
No. He was going to be gone if they didn't win that chip anyway. He was going to be gone.
Exactly, and that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I think that if they didn't win that chip, that he was going to be gone anyway. But I think that he was a good coach, especially because, I mean, if you look at the blueprint for their offense, it was Drew, play some tough defense. Giannis, have the ball in your hand for the majority of the time. You go downhill, you draw fouls, repeat the process again. Chris Middleton, when we need buckets, you get buckets. If that is not the formula, which I think that, you know, this is just an assumption that Adrian Griffin probably wanted to change some things, especially with acquiring a player and a talent like Damian Lillard. I think that may have been some of the pushback that he didn't want to do that. And for somebody as bagless, and I hate to say that word, but as bagless as Giannis, like you have to be willing to take responsibility but it's hard to take responsibility when you're the man of the city, though. Like, he is Milwaukee. He's the guy that they broke the bank for. He's the guy they're going to continue to break the bank for. And so when anything that he does is going to be of no consequence. So anything that he doesn't have as far as his game is going to be of no consequence. If something is wrong, which it really wasn't even that wrong, they were number one in the East. But if something is wrong, it's going to always be somebody else's fault.
Hey, Zoe,
what up, bro?
And to speak to your point, remember when they went to Portland and in the press conference before, Dame said, "Hey man, hey, never say never. I can see myself back in the Portland jersey again, but right now I'm in Milwaukee. I'm playing. I've never heard a player kind of speak like that. Like, something's going on behind the scenes where Dame not really happy in Milwaukee.
Right.
That's a great point.
He looked frustrated out there, but Giannis just got to get to the point where he want to win more than he want to. Like, sometimes people want to win and win the way they want to.
They want to win their way. Yeah.
Instead of just winning. And I think when people get toward the end of their career and they haven't won before, they get more desperate, and that's when you see Kevin Garnett go to Boston and scale his game all the way back. That's when you see Rashid go to Detroit, scale his game back, and that's when you see people like Tim Duncan scale their game back. You didn't get a whole bunch of what they could really offer because they was playing so the team could be more successful, and that's what Giannis need to do. If you look at the big three in Boston, Paul Pierce was the dude that was going for points, right? He was the guy. Garnett did something totally different, and then Ray Allen, all he was doing, he went from a guy who could get his own shot, who can get a slash, who can get to the hole, to being, okay, I'm just gonna be catching, shooting, I'm gonna run past these screens, right? So Ray Allen was running around screens and stretching the floor out. Garnett was doing his thing on the pick and roll with Rondo, post up every now and then. And Paul Pierce was that dude. And that's what the Milwaukee Bucks need to do. Dame needs to be that dude. Giannis need to be in that block on that post, setting screens and doing those type of things. And then and Middleton need to be running cross screens and stretching the floor. Giannis' days of being a point forward needs to be over, right? And that's not what he want to do. Last one, and we'll move.
You know what I think probably halted that progress for that to happen or ruin that from being a thing is that Giannis ended up winning a championship his way. Had he not won that championship, we might already see that step back Giannis. Like, okay, you know, I know I can do some. I have a decent game, but I need somebody else to accentuate. I need somebody else to take the attention off. But because he won that championship his way, point. You can't tell him anything now. Yeah, because he did it. I did it my way, so I can do it again my way. And now he's hard set in that mindset, and that's hard to get out of.
They only get past Kevin Durant if they wasn't letting PJ Tucker play wrestling with him. But all right,
oh man, here you go.
The other team that's trending in a good direction is the Dallas Mavericks, man, and that's what they look like the last 6 games, and that's what they look like beforehand. It's not a lot of difference, really, right? So a lot of people are saying, "Oh, they playing so much better." Luka is usage rate has went down, and Kyrie is blah blah, all this stuff. That's fine and dandy. What I think it is just the honeymoon phase, which is what it was at the beginning of the season. If you take the first 6 games of the beginning of the season, what's my man that just traded? Grant Williams was he couldn't miss. He looked like the perfect fit. Kyrie wasn't even on the floor yet, and they were just running through the top rated offensive rating in the game. And I was making these Luka Mavs videos saying they got to change the way they play, and everybody was telling me, look, man, they 5-1 or 6-2 or whatever they was, and their rating is real high. And, you're just talking trash and blah blah. I was like, all right, just wait. And then sure enough, the bottom fell out, and then they needed to shake it up and make a trade. So I think what I'm saying right now is the honeymoon phase, but I think they'll come back down to earth and look like what they really are a little bit later. What y'all think on this? Are the Mavs for real? Is this they took a new turn because of the trade, or you think it's gonna change?
No, it's not gonna change. It's not going to change. I think that graphic showed you. I think the only positive about that graphic, and I think what led directly to the wins is Luka's usage rate going from 35 to 30. Kyrie's subsequent points per game going up. But I don't believe Luka is going to continue to do that. I have no proof to believe that he's going to continue to do that. I think that eventually it's going to go back to Luka ball, regardless of what, because I don't think that he has really learned how to play any other way. It's kind of like the Giannis thing we were discussing, except for Luka hasn't won anything. But you know, like, I need the ball in my hands. Let me be the facilitator, the leading rebounder, and the leading scorer. So I can boost my stats, and eventually we will either not make the playoffs, be a playing team, or make it to the Western Conference Finals by whatever grace that we've made. And I think that another reason that they're playing well now is because when you are doing all of this stuff at the trade deadline, which I think those trades were actually good for the team, you have to do something different. Like the Hawks, and I use that as an example because that's the team I watch every single game of. When they lost late, when they got rid of Nate McMillan, you know what I'm saying? Fire Nate McMillan. They went on that's the year that they went on a winning streak. When they lost Lloyd Pierce, that's the year Trae Young led them to the Eastern Conference Finals. When you make those subtle changes, after a while, it's the coach, then it's the players, and then it becomes nobody's fault but your own. And until Luka can show consistency in playing a different style of basketball for longer than 6 games, I think that he's just gonna regress back to the mean. Eventually, if they start losing by playing, you know, a lesser usage Luka, then he'll go back to what he knows, and we'll be right back here in the offseason.
Yep. And like you said, it's always somebody else's fault. It's always the coach. It's always a star player that's not playing right, or it's always somebody that's injured. It don't matter if it's the 12th man on the bench. If he's injured, that'll be the reason why Luka is playing this way and they're losing. Go ahead, Jay.
As the pundits start talking about their midseason MVP, and Luka don't hear his name as much as he would like to, he's going right back to Luka ball. It ain't gonna take losing. When they come back out the All-Star break, you'll see Luka ball full in effect.
Hey man, Luka is probably one of the most ugliest basketball playing motherfuckers I ever seen in my life, though. I just hate to see him play.
He say this at least once an episode.
Yeah, I'm like, God.
He means, I believe it.
That come from his heart, yo.
Hey man,
every time, bro.
I just hate to see him play. I'm like, God. You know how you see somebody at the court, they be shooting, everything go in, and you be like, how did he? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Ain't that shit?
Yeah.
And then you got somebody like, and you know what make it worse is you got somebody like Kyrie with the ball handling skills, moving in and out. I mean, just like, God, hey man, jeez, why you got to pass him the ball, bro? Damn, man.
Anybody got something different? Anybody think we wrong?
Nah. we go to the next topic.
All right, man. Hey, I'm gonna open the phone lines up, man. We just real quick, man. Y'all can call in on the Mavs situation, the Bucks situation, or even the LeBron situation, man. And real quick, y'all been real slow with the call-ins today, man. I guess y'all only here for the GOAT stuff and MJ and LeBron, boy. Anything else, man? They be like, we just sit here and watch, you know what I mean? But shoot, when it come to all this other stuff, y'all, we good. We'll watch, man. Help and get to the GOAT stuff. That's what
that's what they want to hear.
What's the Mavericks record right now? Where they sitting at? In the West?
They just moved up after their 6-game win streak. They moved all the way up to the 7th seed.
I thought you was about to say something significant.
If the playoffs started today, they'll still be in the play-in. They'll still be in the play-in.
You know what, man? We talk about how Luka rides the wave of a Western Conference championship appearance. Somebody else who rides that same wave is Jason Kidd. Nobody has brought into question his coaching decisions or his coaching ability at all through all of this.
No, the Luka fans have questioned it time and time again. They've called for him to be fired for the last 2 years.
I don't understand how he still has a job.
First of all, Jason Kidd has never been a free head coach. He has not been able to implement whatever. He is the head coach you hire when you want to control things from the front office.
He's the McCarthy of the NBA. My bad.
Well, I don't know if he was that when he was in Brooklyn or when he was in Milwaukee, but and when he was with the Lakers as an assistant, you know, I think he kind of, you know, reestablished himself. But coming back to the Mavs with Mark Cuban, with this superstar they got with Luka and what they want to do with their franchise, I think he had to kind of sign up to be able to be a yes man. And I don't think that's his offense that he really want to run.
I don't think it is either.
You know, I think Mark Cuban want to, you know, that's his idea. I've heard Mark Cuban talk about their philosophy, their offensive philosophy, and it sounds like he came up with it. It don't sound like something J. Kidd sat him down and was like, "Hey, this is what we want to do." This sounds like him and his analytic guys went off that, and you know, and he just dropped that down to J. Kidd. But
hello, hey, I'm in the middle of a podcast.
Go ahead.
Man, can we get some professionalism on the damn podcast, man?
Hey, that's my mom's, man. That's
I
automatic
know,
answer.
Okay,
Answer.
Can you mute him? Can you mute him, man?
I told him to mute me.
Damn, man.
He looked at me and did like this.
No, I said,
motherfucker throwing up gang signs on the goddamn podcast, man.
Hey, look, I could have muted him, but we still would have heard him through my mic.
Hey, he was set tripping on you across California.
My apologies to the panel and to the
God
folks
damn, man.
It's my Dukes. You got to answer. I apologize.
Man, can you square your goddamn garage away, man? Damn.
All right, man. Let's move, man. Draymond Green, Jason, and Kevin Durant, man. They added a little bit. You know, Draymond Green, when he was going through a situation, he's suspending. Kevin Durant made a comment, you know, saying he hope he get the help he needs and stuff like that. Draymond didn't like that, so you know he voiced his opinion after the game when they beat him at the buzzer. He had some stuff to say about Nurkic. He had some stuff to say about Kevin Durant. So it rehashed some beef. I don't know. I want to get y'all thoughts on, but this is what Draymond said.
Really? And so, I don't know. I thought it was really whack to go questioning my character because I destroyed you on a basketball court. But quite frankly, I'm a 4-time All-Star, 4-time champion. I should destroy you on a basketball court. You are infamously known for getting traded to get you out the way of Joker so Joker can become who we all known him to become. It's no surprise there. I remember the days that the Denver Nuggets was trying to start him and Joker. All right, let's get the bum out of here because he's in the way of this guy. He's in the way of the MVP of the NBA. So let's get him out of here. And so, yeah, I should do that to you. It's no surprise there. And yeah, so just to go questioning my character, I thought was whack. But like guys are making a habit out of that. Him and Kevin questioned my character before. You know, as if you go question somebody's character about a basketball game as if it's not real life, as if that don't affect people's pockets. Like, I think all of it was really cowardly, if you want my honest opinion. Yeah, I did what I did. I take my stuff on the chin. We've spoke about that. I still stand on that. I meant every word I said about it. But if you want to know the truth about that, I think all of it was cowardly. I think, you know, you start going to question somebody's character in front of the whole world, it's whack. So I think they all whack, both of them, if you want my honest opinion.
He called Kevin Durant whack and a coward, and then called Nurkic whack and a coward. Chris, your thoughts?
First, I just want to say, lately and overall, but more recently lately, Draymond has been talking like somebody who he is not. Draymond is talking like he's putting up 36 and 6 a game. And he's not. So he's talking about, I'm a 4-time All-Star, 4-time champion. How many of those All-Stars and championships do you get without Klay and Steph? Do you get without Kevin Durant? You were also at the doorstep with Steve Kerr, Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, going to go get Kevin Durant because you also didn't feel safe with him being in the same conference but not on the same team. And all Kevin Durant said was, I hope he gets the help that he needs. I don't understand how that's cowardly. I don't understand how that's whack. When somebody that you went to war with and won 2 championships seem to genuinely care about your well-being, because you are a loose cannon in this league and you have a reputation and a highlight tape of dirty plays. You needed the help. You needed to go and therapy, or Buddhist monk temple, Doctor Strange retreat, whatever you needed to do, right? To refine Draymond, right? Because you out here throwing elbows, backhanded UFC fist that John Jones will be proud of, nut shots in the middle of the game, right? You diving at knees and ankles on loose balls that are nowhere near you. But you're
wow.
But you're talking on your, and they're like this, like the saying goes, everybody doesn't need a mic, right? So you got a podcast, you got a platform, and you're talking like you're the core, you're the key piece of the Warriors dynasty. Like I said, like you're averaging Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant numbers. And he said that he's averaging 15, 9, and 7 this season. That's probably his career best. Because like one of the comments said, this is coming from Mr. Triple Single, where you putting up tremendous 7, 8, 9 across the board. Like the way he talks is not flattering. And anybody who is listening and appreciating the things that he's saying are just buying into the controversy and the drama that is bringing, because none of what he's saying makes sense. Like, you are talking from a position of somebody who is an all-time great, and you are not that. And also, you're speaking on the name of somebody who is going to go down as an all-time great, who got you 2 of those 4 championships that you so confidently can boast about when talking about a Yusuf Nurkic. When honestly, I feel like without Steph, Clay, and Kevin Durant, you would be Yusuf Nurkic. So
no, he would actually be PJ Tucker.
He would though.
With a less flattering shoe game.
Yeah, he would be PJ Tucker.
So, my thoughts on this, right? I'm a big 2 things can be true guy, and so I'm going to disagree with you on the first thing you said. And I do believe that Draymond was an integral piece of all the championships that this team won. He's kind of the heart and soul of the team. He's a key piece on defense. He's not a guy whose contributions can be measured by counting stats. That's just it. He's not that. He is a major key contributor, not nearly as much as he once was. Clearly, he's on the downside, way downside. But throughout all these championship runs, he was super important, to the point that, and I think we can all agree here, 2016 doesn't happen in that legendary comeback for LeBron if he doesn't get suspended. And we know that suspension was BS, but that's another story anyway. But that doesn't happen if Draymond doesn't get suspended for that game. That series is over in 5, and the NBA is left paying make goods to the TV networks for all the ad revenue they lose. Now, that's the one side of it. The other side is, let's be real here. Draymond can't act like this and Draymond can't talk like this if the modern NBA wasn't so soft. Do you really think he's doing this if Charles Oakley and these guys are around? Come on, man. The fact is this. Draymond wants to act tough. He's not tough. Okay, I guess in this modern NBA, he's tough, but he's not really tough. We all been around. We've seen it. We know what Charles Barkley would do. We know what Rodman would do. We know what Oak would do. We know what Derek Coleman would do. We know what Shaq would do. None of these dudes will put up with this guy acting like he's tough. So that's that. At the end of the game, he can talk like this and act like this because the modern NBA, there's nobody who's going to go ahead and test his chin and test his heart. And that's all I got to say about it.
Yeah, I think DC Slim made a good comment. He said it's easy to be a soldier when there's no war.
Absolutely.
And that's the good point. Like being a tough guy in this era is not even necessary. Like
that's true too.
You could really be genuine with baby hair running down your forehead in this league and be the best player in the league. Like you,
right.
Like you don't have to be Wesley Snipes. Am I my brother's keeper? You could be G Money.
Right.
You know, you could do that. And
brother from the bank.
Yeah. You could run this league and be sweet, and that's cool. So to be a tough guy in this league ain't even impressive.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. It's like me being a tough guy on the elementary school, man. I mean, it's just not impressive at all. But I want to push back a little bit on what you said, Bruce.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a key part to the Warriors' success, but not like you think he was. Like he was still expendable. Like when it came down to if Kevin Durant was going to lead the Warriors or stay, if they would have had to pay Kevin Durant to keep him and lose Draymond Green, what do you think they was going to do?
I think they would have kept KD.
Exactly. So Kevin Durant and Steph are players who are not replaceable. You could have replaced Draymond Green. You could have just plugged Iguodala in his place and got the same thing. Iguodala is a better player than Draymond Green. Iguodala is just a accountability guy in the locker room as Draymond was. So was Sean Livingston. So was David West. As a matter of fact, Draymond Green's voice was this when David West was there because David West was the dude.
Facts.
Right? We seen Ron Artest get in Draymond's face and he didn't want that smoke. Draymond is not what we think he is. That heart and soul stuff that we get from Draymond just started when KD got there. Because he was actually the person who bought KD there. So he was the KD whisperer. Like we have established something at Golden State. Now we got a new guy, and I'm going to be the guy who's going to be the middleman between the organization and Kevin Durant. That's why his voice was so important. Before that, nobody talked about when they first won their championship. No one talked about Draymond Green as the glue and all of that stuff. No, I mean we talked about how important the 3-and-D Harrison Barnes was, who actually was relied upon more than Draymond was, and was just as versatile on defense as well. And so was Iguodala come off the bench, man. So Draymond, yeah, you can miss me with all that heart and soul stuff. That junk just started, and that's just a ploy to force the Golden State Warriors to keep paying him when he don't deserve it.
Here's the thing, right? You can't do nutty stuff and they get mad when somebody say maybe he's a nut. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
right.
Now, Jay, would you get mad if it came from me though in public?
Now I can, it depends on if you tried to tell me in private and I wouldn't listen. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure that people that came up to him was like, "Hey man, scale that back" or whatever. So
I'm gonna tell your ass in public, man.
You go to your podcast, and instead of acting like a nut, you start acting like a hoe. How dare you say this? It affects my money. Hey, quit doing the nutty shit. Stop doing all that. Quit kung fu fighting people who not gonna hit you back. You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen. I don't think Dylan Brooks is like that, but just do that to him, and then let's just see what happens. If you want
to, hit Metal World Peace.
Yes, do that.
Like that.
He's not in the league no more.
Hit Steven Jackson.
Perfect. You know who you can get in right now? James Johnson from the Pacers.
Oh yeah, do that. Yeah.
Guarantee you, he don't want that smoke.
No, hit Steph. If you really want to be a bad boy, hit Steph, please.
Ooh,
man! Hey, do you know how fast he would have an exodus from the league? They were gonna delete him like WWE delete Brock Lesnar.
Hey, I'm telling you. Hey, I've been saying this though. If he keep it up the way he doing, he gonna be the TO at the NBA.
Ooh.
Oh man, listen. If he was,
hey,
so what it boils
but not
down
nearly
to
as good.
Is Draymond,
that's the Morris. Yeah, that's good.
He knows exactly what he's doing. He knows exactly when to do it, why to do it, and all that. He had a little hissy fit that only worked because they won the game. You know what I'm saying? If they would have lost that game, you wouldn't have seen none of that. You dig what I'm saying? It was a hissy fit that won because Steph carried them on his back. Period.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Steph hit and Stephen Curry hit an incredible shot. If Steph misses that shot, they lose that game.
But he couldn't.
Draymond yelling like he did something.
Hold on, Chris. He could not have hit that shot without the heart and soul of the team.
that was the battery that powered the engine, huh?
Yeah, that's what they want you to believe, man. Get out of here with that, man. Draymond has a history of doing nut stuff, and then Kevin Durant, he didn't even really call him nutty. I'd have been like, "Yo, you nutty as AF," but he was just like, "Hey, man, he need to get. Hopefully, he gets the help he needs, whatever that is." You know what I'm saying? Hey, and he just mad. I guess he feel like he owed me more loyalty. He could have said, "Hey man, ain't nothing wrong with him as a person."
Right.
But as a basketball player, hey, maybe he needs to scale it back. No, hey, get the help you need. I'm not your teammate anymore. I don't owe you anything.
Even if that was his thinking, right? Let's say that is his thinking, right? You owe me some kind of loyalty. You owe me some kind of loyalty, right? You're the reason why I'm not in Golden State anymore. If anything, that's negative loyalty that I owe you. I'm gone because of you.
Yeah.
Hey man, Draymond remind me of one of them cousins. You take them out, they do some crazy shit, and you be like, "I'm never going out with that motherfucker." I'm never going out with the motherfucker again. Like we literally went to the store to get 2 beers, and this motherfucker, I ended up in a robbery. Like,
yeah,
I'm never going out with the motherfucker.
He outside fighting a freaking crackhead. Like, what is he doing? Like, Draymond is the epitome of I will not take accountability. Like,
yeah.
KD is the reason. Like KD, you calling him a female dog was part of the reason why he was like, you know what, I'm gonna go do something else.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
right.
So you can't forget that. And he's never publicly came out and disrespected you because of it. He said that it bothered him. He did say that it bothered him, but he never came out and publicly disrespected you. You apologize, which, you know, I commend you for that. But don't act like he played it cool in that. And so now you mad that he says, I hope that he gets the help that he needs because you around here, you know, being Kung Fu Joe on people. You know what I'm saying? Or more like Dragonfly Jones, but either way it goes, you know, like you can't. He has the inability to hold himself accountable for anything, even how the KD stuff ended, even how you got this name. He ain't responsible for you hitting these people. Nobody else is. And the only thing that he can go back on is the fact that, hey, I was a part of a great organization that won 4 championships, and I played a role. Congratulations.
Hey, so this the crazy thing. We got a call on the line. Hey, call him. Make sure you cut YouTube off in the background so we don't get the echo.
My bad.
Yeah. But real quick, so to what you said, when you said he apologized publicly for calling him the B word.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't hear that whole clip. You got to go back and hear that whole clip. But he doubled down and said, "I meant what I said when I that night in LA against the Clippers." He said, "I meant that," and then he also said, because after the Steph hit that game winner and Kevin Durant, they had one last chance at the last shot, so they did an inbounds play. Draymond guarded Kevin Durant.
I saw that play.
He was calling him the P word then, and he went back and was like, "I'm not gonna repeat what I said to Kevin Durant, but I pretty much was telling him this is me. You know, this is me." But he called him a P word, so he called him out his name again. And then doubled down and said, "I meant what I said in LA," which is crazy. So we got a call on the line. What's your name? Where you calling from?
I'm James. I'm from New Jersey.
What's up, man?
Jersey.
James, what's good? What's good?
What's up, Jersey?
Thank you all on the panel for your service. My point that I wanted to make was a lot of people compare Draymond to Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman, my favorite player of all time. I value defense over just about anything in the game. Love watching him play. Could you guys imagine if Dennis Rodman acted the way Draymond Green does, punching people in practice and doing all this crazy nonsense, and especially coming from a player that, let's be honest here, they compare him, but Dennis Rodman was twice, maybe 3 times the player that Draymond Green is.
I agree with you on that, and this is why I say about Rodman. He did have some shenanigans with him. But you can tell a player who respects the game and respects their competitors. They respect the people they compete against. And Rodman was a competitor, and he respected the people he competed against, and they gave him respect right back. And he respected the game enough where his players didn't feel like that they was going, you know, out of the way just to embrace him. Like when Jordan and Pippen had to pull Rodman to the side and say "reel it in," he would reel it in. You get what I'm saying? But Draymond is the Django Unchained, and that's he's. I mean, like he don't have no leash. He's
wild.
He's just out there, and nobody can reel him in. And Steph and Clay and even Steve Kerr got to just stand back and keep saying, "That's our guy. That's our guy. That's our guy. We can't win without him." I'm like, dude, yeah, at some point, if he goes and breaks something significant, I'm taking it out of your game check. You get what I'm saying? Like if I come back down and you broke the glass vase and y'all let Draymond do it and he wasn't on no leash, I'm blaming you. But go ahead.
So, and then the other point I wanted to make, and I'll make it quick. You mentioned Steve Kerr. A lot of people like to bring up Steve Kerr and Jordan fighting in practice. Okay, when really Steve Kerr punched Jordan first, Jordan retaliated. Everybody likes to talk about Jordan punching a small white guy. Draymond, we got video proof of Draymond punching one of his teammates, sucker punching one of them out in practice. And the same people that'll disparage Jordan for punching Kerr back will defend Draymond for punching Poole. Absolute insanity, man. This is the fan base that we're dealing with.
Facts.
I'm glad y'all are combating the craziness. I really am.
Yeah. I don't like it at all, man. I appreciate you, brother. Thanks, James. Thanks for the call, man. Make sure you call back in every time, man. I'm gonna say your number.
Hey, to James.
Yep.
Hey, to James' point though, he wouldn't have hit nobody back in that era.
Probably not.
Not at all.
He wouldn't hit nobody. He wouldn't hit nobody in that era.
Not at all.
He might have hit Mark Price.
Yeah.
I see him trying to really monkey bowls.
I actually think his teammates are scared of him, bro. Because
I do too.
Because if I was on his team, I would have been like, "Hey, dog, like we trying to win, homie. Like I don't know what page you on, but this is about winning basketball games.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever is up with you, I don't know, but fix it.
I think
and then if he don't fix it, then I'm going to the head coach like, hey man, it's either him or me, bro. I got to move on because I'm trying to win basketball games, homie.
Yeah, he couldn't be my friend, and Poole is broken. He broke Poole, man.
Oh
like,
my God, this fall has got to be studied.
Yeah, like his game dipped a little bit last year just from the fact that everybody's seen the footage.
Yeah,
and I gotta come to work with this dude every day.
Yeah,
and then everybody that's on my team is almost like they're on his side. And I'm the one who got punched, and you get what I'm saying? Like it was crazy. And then now I gotta, and then the organization pays me, so I think that's a little bit of vindication. But then they paid Draymond and then traded me, let me know, hey man, we choose Draymond over you. And then now I'm in this situation in Washington now, and in his mind, it's just, his mind ain't even there. And I think that's what's wrong with Wiggins too. His mind isn't there either because I don't think he condoned how everything went down.
Hey, and then Poole got all light-skinned brothers looking like we just gonna take that.
Hey, we got Ronnie on the line. Ronnie, what's up, man? From Ohio, man. What's good?
What's good, Ronnie?
What's going on, people? How y'all doing?
We good.
What up, Ronnie?
What's going on? Hey, man, best show in the world, man.
Hey, man, I appreciate
that, man.
Hey, no problem. I'm always listening. But listen, man, let me say this. Y'all all made some good points. We basically all saying the same thing. Somebody earlier said something about being cut from the same cloth. We all know what it is, man, when we look at Dre. Dre is picking and choosing on who he's comfortable doing that shit with.
Yeah.
It's that simple. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? He will run up to a Jordan Poole in practice. He ain't going to do that shit to no Charles Oakley. He ain't going to do that to no Mahorn. He ain't going to do that to Zebo. He's not going to do that to Steven Jackson. He's not going to do that to Udonis Haslem.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of people forget about Zebo. He ain't going to do it to James Johnson.
He ain't even going to do it to Andre Drummond.
Nope.
But and this is the thing, though. A few of these guys that I named, he played around with these guys. But if you pay close attention, who he always had beef with? Motherfuckers who don't want beef with him.
Exactly.
Right.
How you always in beef with people who don't want to fight?
Hey, homie, it's easy to be a killer in a room full of people who don't want to go to jail.
Bingo. And this is another thing too, and this is where a lot of people get confused too. Because if you put a bunch of beta males in a room, somebody alpha in that motherfucker too. That's Draymond Green.
Bars.
That's Draymond Green. The man is trying to live up to something. He's trying to. I think he wants to be. This is just what I see, just from experience in life and just peeping game, just watching him, just his mannerisms. I feel like he wants to. I think he wants to be looked at that way. He wants people to see him as that Draymond. That's Draymond. He wants that. That's what he wants.
And it's like, homie, that shit work on motherfuckers like KD. That shit'll work on Jordan Poole. Like y'all said, he like that nigga shot been fucked up. Like it's like he flinch every time he shoots the ball now.
That nigga's traumatized.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. He like every time he shoot, he flinch. It's like
that man getting World War II flashbacks every time he shoots.
He look like old boy mama from Bro's Barbecue. Make you want to slap your mama.
Hey Melvin, I don't want my tray. I only want my tray.
Right. But this is the thing. I can't even really be too mad at Poole because he may not be that guy. I know some people that's like, hey man, I ain't no fighter, but I can respect you for being who you are.
Right.
But when you picking and choosing, homie, you let me know who you really is. You a punk too. You trying to act like you something you not with motherfuckers that really don't want it.
So what's the
doing is bullying motherfuckers?
Listen, Ronnie, what's Golden State's role in enabling all of this?
Ain't nobody saying shit, bro.
Yeah, with Draymond.
Ain't nobody's saying nothing because I feel like this is what I believe. I believe the culture in Golden State is non-confrontational.
Yeah.
So it's easy for him to do what he's doing because they're not that type of. They're not. I don't think they vibe like that.
Yeah.
That's just what I sense from them. They're not that. You know what I'm saying? Like shit, you yell at them. A lot of them motherfuckers, you yell at them, they gonna turn purple. As light skinned as they is, shit.
Yeah, and Steph is the leader, and he's like that, man. So you got Curry, you got Steph, all of them like that.
He's not confrontational at all. Even though Clay is a little bit on the edge, a little bit to me, he's more edgy, but he ain't that guy either.
No,
you know what I'm saying? Clay's not that. None of them dudes are really like that. Right. They only had certain guys there that were like that.
Listen, Steph don't even got control of his own household, let alone his team.
Oh man, don't do him like that. Man.
Think about it. Think about it.
Wow.
What's his name? David West was on the team. Did we hear anything about him and Draymond getting into it?
Of course not. No.
Exactly.
But I heard there's some stuff going on. But look, hey, thanks for the call, Ryan. We're gonna get you out here. We got 10 minutes to run through this last topic, man. Because we already almost
y'all do it, man.
All right, brother.
Thank you.
Thank you for calling in.
Yep.
Imagine Mike Dunleavy Jr. trying to sit Draymond Green down.
That's a great point. Yeah, what's he going to tell him? Nothing.
Right.
Hey, they better go.
Draymond go tell him I got 4, you ain't got none.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, hey, the Warriors better go hire Festus Ezeli as a consultant just for Draymond.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
The fact that this man said that he a 4-time All-Star, I can't get over that.
Man, when he said 4,
I was like,
wait, what?
Did I hear that
right?
Like that was like there's dudes out here with 8, 9, 10 of them.
Yeah,
things.
that was terrible.
Man, come on, man.
You've been in the league how long? It's players that have gone to the All-Star game every year.
Yeah.
They've been in the league.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be real quick with this one, cause man, we ran up on our time, which is crazy because we didn't even get that many phone calls in. But you know, it's a difference between 6 and 4 or 6 and 5. Like, you know, everybody get a take. You know, time goes by quick. But the last thing that happened with the Draymond and KD thing is after the game, Kevin Durant was asked about the shot that Steph hit, and he said, "Man, he's one of the greatest players." He said top 5 at this position, or he said probably to go to this position and what did he say? Top 5 at this position and probably top 10 overall.
No,
and he tweeted that too. And Draymond said, you know, he tweeted back and basically was like, only top 5, you know. So I think he's saying that Steph might be higher than what Kevin Durant is giving him. And I think Draymond is actually saying that he's in the GOAT debate, right? So that's my question I got for y'all. Do y'all think there's any truth to that? Do y'all think that
you couldn't even ask that question without laughing? So you already know.
Is Steph Curry a top 5 player of all time? Why or why not?
Oh, absolutely. He revolutionized the game. Nobody's ever been a pure shooter like that, bro.
No.
Nobody. I can name a lot.
I can understand why
not like him.
Mark Price was exactly like him.
Yup. He just played in an era where he wasn't allowed to do what Steph can do.
Yeah.
However, without trying hard, I can name 5 players better than Steph. I can name 10 players. So
yeah,
the answer is no. The easy answer is no.
Well, here's what Mad Dog said about it.
You just heard KD. Top 5
ever.
Time. You agree?
No. How do I make them top 5 ever when I got Kareem, Wilt, and Russell, and LeBron and Jordan? That's 5 right there. I didn't give you Magic. I didn't give you Bird. I didn't give you Duncan. I didn't give you Shaq. I mean, how in the world could he be top 5? He's not even better than Durant. And I'm going to have to put Durant in the top 10. Listen, he's a nice shooter. Nobody's arguing with that.
A nice shooter, that is disrespectful and that is messed up. Yes, it is.
He said he's definitely not top 5. He said he's not even better than KD. I agree with both of those things.
He's not even top 5 at his position. I'm gonna say that.
You know what? When I think about him, I do think of a top 5 shooter. So you might be right. I may when you say all-time player, top 5 player,
you can say he's the best shooter and still not be top 5 at his position.
I honestly think I'm thinking shooter though. When I think about him, every time you say Curry, I think shooter. So I think top 5 shooter. So I give you that.
Let me ask this:
it's
what
crazy.
Exactly is his position? Because
hold on.
Point guard. My bad.
He's a point. He's a point guard.
He's a point guard.
I don't think he is.
Well,
he's a small shooting guard to me.
No, he's a point.
He doesn't do the things that point guards do. He
does. He averages 6 assists a game.
Say again.
He averages 6 assists a game. He's a point guard.
But most of the time he doesn't initiate offense or run the offense for his team. So isn't that one of the prime responsibilities of being a point guard?
Yeah, but
if he ran the offense for his team each and every play, what would Draymond do?
Right.
Right.
I think
you got to have a place for your heart and soul to be on the floor, right?
Hey, look, just because you run your quarterback 20 times a game doesn't mean he's a running back. He's still a quarterback. He's just running, right? So my thing is how much offense does he need to initiate to pass a threshold to say he's a point guard? Because he initiates enough offense to say he's a point guard, but he also does stuff off ball as well because he has that ability.
Yeah, right?
I think he's an off guard or a shooting guard, just a smaller one. That's my opinion.
He does both though, because the first guy I seen play like the first guard that I seen his size that played like him was Randolph Childress at Wake Forest, who played with Tim Duncan. No, and he was a guy who played with the best power forward of all time.
Oh, he was an ass.
And Randolph was better than him on that squad and shot the ball more than him. Same thing with Mahmoud Raouf.
That's
played
what I was
with
going to bring
Shaq.
up. Mahmoud Abdul-Raouf.
Played with Shaq. Yeah.
I was going to bring him up.
Exactly. So, I mean, we've seen point guards with scoring ability that has to use that scoring ability sometimes off the ball, because when you're trying to concentrate on scoring, it's not best for you to have the ball, because if you come down with the mindset, I want to score, and you bring the ball up, then that means you're never going to give the ball up.
Yeah, and everybody's keyed on you on the defensive side of the ball. So I get why, and I do understand both sides of the coin. I get it. He isn't what we look at, especially, us following the years of basketball that we follow, as what would we call the traditional point guard. But at the same time, I think that his skill set allows him to still be a point guard and have the ball in his hands, but also be used like, a lack of a better thought, or Rip Hamilton coming off screens. You know what I'm saying? He can definitely move like Rip Hamilton.
Weapon that he is.
Yes, there it is.
He's running the offense without compromising his offensive ability.
There it is. That's what I was trying to say. I was trying to think of somebody, and that's the first one that popped up, because I know how Rip can run off screens. But yeah, I think that, to Mel's point, you can still be considered a point guard, or the position point guard, like Chris Jackson, Mahmoud Abdul-Raouf, and still be a leading scorer, which is what they need for him to do, because he's one of the best at that.
Do y'all think he's better than KD?
Real quick,
let me speak to that comment right quick. It's one of those things that takes us back to our first debate about Patrick Mahomes versus a Dan Marino or Peyton Manning or whatever. When you're judging better, you have to really identify if you're talking about their ability to play the game that they play versus the impact that they've had on the game that they play. So impact-wise, one can make a case that he's had a greater impact than Kevin Durant. However, when you're talking about who's the better, if you're at a court and you need a fifth man, who's a better person to have on your team, Kevin Durant, or who's a better ball player, then it's Kevin Durant every day of the week.
I agree.
Like,
so is Kevin Durant that much of a better ball player, or is he just 7 feet tall?
No, he's better.
Absolutely.
He's better. It's not even a debate. He's better.
And
he's all around.
The thing about the way I break down what makes you the best player in the world, or a great player, or one of the best players, is your all-around game, both sides of the ball, and your lack of or minimum amount of flaws, right? All that encompassing together makes you or the candidacy for being the best in the world, or one of the best players ever, right?
Okay.
If we break down Kevin Durant's game, right? Kevin Durant is one of the few that have ever graced the game that has minimal flaws, right? We see it. He's a 3-level scorer. He can score anywhere on the court. We know that to be fact. He doesn't have any deficiencies at the free throw line. He's a career 90-something% free throw shooter. So you can't foul him and think that you're going to get free rebounds back, right?
Right.
He's grown defensively. He can move with the quickness of a guard, so he can guard the perimeter, but he can also guard in the post as well. We've seen that lately as well, how his defense has progressed tremendously since the earlier stages in his career, where he was just more so of an offensive threat, right? But so speaking of right now, right, KD's game is practically flawless, right? The only thing that you could really say is bad about KD's game is that when you get overly physical with KD, then there becomes the mistakes, the turnovers, and then now you're hindering.
But even getting over physically with KD needs the referee cooperation. Like if you don't, if the referee don't say, okay, we're gonna allow that, then there's no defense for KD. You have to allow it. They did it to Shaq as well. I mean, we got to allow something, because if we don't, you go score every time. So they allow that on Kevin Durant. And the difference between Kevin Durant and Steph is a couple of things. Number one is they don't allow you to get physical with Steph like that. When they did allow it,
that's true.
They lost to the Cavs and gave up a 3-1 lead, which I don't think Draymond was the reason why, or the only reason why they lost that 3-1 lead. It was because they changed the way they called the game on Steph Curry, and they roughed them up, right? I got footage and player testimony that attested it. So roughing Steph up is also a game plan that makes him look very average or normal. When you don't allow it, he looks like Superman. So the difference between KD and Steph is they allow roughing up KD. They don't allow for Steph. That's one difference. The second difference is everyone's saying he's achieved more, which is because he has stability, and Kevin Durant has been a nomad since he left OKC.
That sounds like a choice, though.
No, it is a choice, but the thing is, you can't compare the two. Like if you're comparing what has happened since he left Golden State, where if one person leaves a stable place and can't find a stable place and the other one stays, it's not a fair comparison.
Hey,
right?
but that's his fault. That's his fault. He left.
I'm not saying it's not his fault. It's 100% his fault. But what I'm saying is, if I can strip that away and just judge the player, then I'm not using it. When I judge players, I try to take all the factors away that has too many factors.
Right.
Because the outcome of the game has multiple factors in what happened. But
both sides of the ball.
Right. But me looking at what you have in your bag, in your repertoire, and what you can do, that is all you. There's only one factor that can actually go into that, and that might be the opposition or how they call the game. Those are so if it's simplified for me to judge KD or any player by saying what can he do, what is the opposition's goal to stop him, and what are the refs doing to either aid it or combat it or go against it.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant is on an uphill battle. Steph Curry got the whole league with him behind his back.
I think in this situation, the main differentiator, if you're going to go with Kevin Durant, is that he is better on the defensive end. And to that point, there are two sides of the game, right? Not just scoring, not just passing, not just offense, but defense counts too. So if you're going to go with that, then yeah, the differentiator is Kevin Durant defensively. Other than that, I guess that's a huge thing, right? But I don't see there being as big a gap between those two as many people do. But I guess that's just me.
Well, I mean, but if 50% of the game is defense and 50% is offense, and you say they're even on offense, let's just say they're even on offense.
Okay.
All right, cool. So are they even on defense?
No.
All right, so the better player is Kevin Durant.
I can go with that.
Yeah,
I get it. Okay. I can go with that.
Y'all, can y'all agree to disagree?
No, I'm saying I can go with what he's saying.
Okay.
Yeah. It makes sense. Yeah, it's logic. Yeah, I get what he's saying.
I'm not arguing that.
NBA top 10.
Hey, last topic, top 10, baby. Let's go ahead and get into it, man. I'm gonna let Jay. Man, we've been killing. I want Jay and the KC fans. I want Eric and Jay to go first, and then I guess I'll go right after that. But what's y'all top 10? Hey, up top, we won't even give ours. We just go critique theirs. I want to hear somebody from the bottom's top 10, man. Currently in the league right now, and why?
Does it have to be in an order or just the top 10 players?
Yeah, just give me your top 10 right now.
Nope.
All right, go ahead. No, it ain't got to be order. I just want to hear your 10.
10. Top 10.
Yeah, I write it down while you.
All right. So I'm gonna say Joker.
Okay.
Giannis.
Okay.
Kevin Durant.
Okay.
Steph Curry.
Okay.
Joel Embiid.
This is a good 10.
Jason Tatum.
That's good.
This is a great
LeBron
team.
James.
There you go. He ruined it.
All right.
No, go ahead. E.
Go ahead.
SGA. What? I got one more.
Now that's 8.
You got 2.
2 more.
Give me Jimmy Butler.
Oh, that's a tough one.
And I feel like I'm missing somebody.
All right, I think I got my 10. All right.
I think I'm missing somebody.
So it's either gonna be Kyrie, Dame, Luka, John Morant,
De'Aaron
Fox.
You know what, man?
Kawhi Leonard.
I hate to say it, man. Golly, man. You know,
what about AD?
I hate to say it.
He about to throw Luka.
You gonna say Luka?
He gonna throw Luka.
I hate to put Luka in there, man.
Okay, so that's
the ugliest basketball player I've ever seen. Man.
Okay, well, hey, we got the same list, Eric, except for 3 guys. I don't have LeBron. I don't have Luka. I don't have Butler.
You need to throw your goddamn list away. You ain't got LeBron on that motherfucker.
No, I ain't got LeBron on there, but I do have Kyrie in there, right? And I have Kawhi in there.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, I should have picked my step cousin, man. Damn.
I definitely had Kawhi. And what was my other third one I'm missing? Anthony Edwards.
Oh, Anthony.
And I got Ant-Man in there. So that's my team.
Okay.
All right, who going next? Bruce, you going?
Bruce?
Yeah, I'll go.
I can agree with Mel and Mel's ratified list of Eric's list.
So
okay.
You 10 for 10 on Mel's list?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So
okay.
You got your list, Mel.
All right.
Bruce?
Yeah, so I got Embiid, I got Luka, no particular order. I got Giannis, I got Jokic, I got Shai Gilgeous, I got AD. That's 6, right?
Yes, sir.
That's 6.
All right, I got KD. That's 7. I got Tatum. That's 8. I got Steph, and I got Kawhi. That should be 10.
Yes, sir.
Did I not put Steph in there?
Hey, hold on.
Yeah.
I did. No, I did have Steph.
I did have Steph. Yeah.
Hold on, Bruce, man. You forgot LeBron, man. Who you gonna take out to put LeBron in there? I'll wait. I'll wait.
Hit you with the lag screen.
LeBron, baby.
Nah,
come on, man.
Listen, we talking about top 10 today right now.
I'm not trying to set it off, but I'm gonna give you the hot take right now. LeBron's not even top 10 all time. Furthermore, top 10 right now.
Drop the ball.
Oh my God. Are you serious?
Dead serious.
Oh my God. He gave me the army tape like that.
Yo, that's tough, man.
Hell no, man.
That's tough, man.
We'll have that talk another time.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. Yeah, he gave him the
It's really not that far out the realm. Definitely the top 10 today. It's not that far out.
Get the fuck out of here, man.
The top 10 all time can be a discussion, honestly.
LeBron ain't in the top 10, man. Get the fuck. Right this second.
Eric, man, listen, man, they're trying to ruin your Super Bowl high, man. Don't let them do it. Don't let them do it to you. They shit on Pat Mahomes in the first thing because you got to rise above it. Know that your 5-time champion is top 10, bro.
yeah, your list is your list, but in my opinion, I'm thinking, and I could probably name 10, not in Bruce's top 10 that I would probably put over LeBron. I know I can name 5.
Jeez.
I'm gonna
20 whole people better than LeBron right now.
I'm gonna let it go, man.
At least 15, I think.
I mean, AD is the man on that team right now. He has, man.
Melvin, you know what? No disrespect to Melvin. I expect Melvin to say some bullshit. I don't really know Bruce like that, so I don't hold it against him. But I expect Melvin to say something fucked up. No matter what, hey, the Super Bowl, we won the Super Bowl. This motherfucker gonna text me, I hate a script. I said, man. That nigga did not want to beat me. And then he only say the shit just so he can argue with me. He don't even believe the shit he say. He just want to argue with me.
You don't got E. Hey, Mel, you don't got E. You don't got E.
Bagless wonder.
I'm let him use you.
That's a great comment. That's a great comment.
Oh man, did anybody want to call in before we end the show, man? Anybody want to call in on this top 10? So give me yours though.
10.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Embiid. I'm gonna go Joker. I'm gonna go Steph. No order. I'm gonna go Steph. I'm gonna go Tatum. I'm gonna go SGA. I'm gonna go with Cleveland Avenue's own Anthony Edwards.
It's tough.
Somebody said the bagless wonder.
The bagless. I was looking at it too. They call
that too. Yeah.
Bagless
like
wonder. I'm gonna go. How many I got? 6 or 7. I don't know where I'm at right now, but I know I did.
You had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6.
I need 4 more. You left out KD. Is KD in there for you?
Yes, KD's in there. Kawhi's in there too.
All right, that's 8.
That's 8. These last
Did you
2
say Joel?
Yeah, he said.
I said Joel.
Okay, you got one more. You got one more then.
All right.
Hey, Zoe.
De'Aaron Fox.
Zoe, no, Zoe. Don't put Fox right there. Give him a hot take, man. Put Spider Mitchell right there.
I mean, this is a debate.
I forgot about Mitchell.
Spider been hooping.
Oh, we did forget. We forgot about Booker too, but it's a top 10. Somebody gotta get left. I mean, Booker ain't in there. Luke ain't in there, but it really is a debate because out of my 10, I got Kyrie in there, and that's arguable. Kyrie could be Booker, Kyrie could be Luka, or that could be
Ant-Man.
It used to be Dame for me.
Yeah, it's not Dame this year.
No.
It's not Dame this year, but yeah, James Harden.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I like the number 1 title still means something to me too. So the guys that I try to put up there are the best players on their individual team this year, right now. So it is what it is. But yeah, all of those dudes could be in the conversation that I'm seeing. I see Harden. I see Book. Jive healthy. He could be in there. But yeah, that's my 10 right now.
Yeah, and then we forgot about AD. AD can be in there too, man. So, but
AD can definitely be in
there. Yeah, I mean that just goes to show me, man, how tough it is, man. People still got LeBron in there, and they got Luke in there, and I don't think the boys in there, man. But yeah, it's been a good show, man. I appreciate everybody sticking with us, man. Make sure y'all go and check out Underdog Fantasy and use the promo code Man Down Sports, man. Once again, I let y'all know the Format Podcast on YouTube, man. Go and subscribe over there as well, man. Bruce, thank you for stopping by and sticking out with us for 2 hours. I was supposed to have you only for 2 hours, but I went over 18 minutes, man. So I apologize.
It's all good, man.
Yeah, but hey, man, congratulations, Kansas City Chiefs, man. I say that, man. I'm not.
Thank you, man. God damn, what the fuck was it gonna take, man? Fuck, man. You gonna wait till the end of the show to tell a motherfucker congratulations, man. Greatest team ever assembled, goddammit.
You know what?
Greatest team ever assembled.
Hold on. EJ. Congratulations to the 4-time champs, the repeat champs, the first repeat champs in a decade. Congratulations.
In 2 decades.
Well, goddamn.
What I say? I said 2 decades, right? Did I say 2? 2 decades. My fault. 2 decades. 2 decades, man. Congratulations.
Yeah.
All right, man. Hey, next year around this same time,
Don't get ahead of yourself. Don't get ahead of yourself.
Right.
I want to hear the goddamn three-peat chant.
Listen, there's a reason the three-peat has never happened in the NFL before.
It's tough.
Listen, I just
you there first, Bruce.
I just want
listen. No disrespect to the Chiefs, but y'all forget
first.
AFC gonna be hard next year. Joe Burrow gonna be back. Yeah.
Not to mention, y'all got to run into the NFC champions next year, the Detroit Lions. So
not to mention, y'all got to deal with Jim Harbaugh in your division. You think that's going to be a rollover? Okay, all right.
Hey, look, they everybody's saying good show. Somebody said need more content, bro. So that means we only on here twice a week, right? Tuesday and Friday.
Yeah.
Can y'all get y'all stuff together and get the Chiefs podcast popping, man? It can be you, Lamar, and Eric, man. 3 delusional folk that think that Kansas City gonna win every game. Can y'all come and do that so everybody can get their updates on the Kansas City sports?
Yeah, y'all should do that. Invite Nick Wright on there.
Yeah, exactly, man. Eventually, Man Down Sports can have shows dropping daily. No, I'm saying no. We always gonna have the Avengers on Friday. We always gonna have the Avengers.
Hey, the Kansas City podcast will come shortly after the draft. We here,
man.
Okay.
Hey, man. I'm starting to understand how the Patriots fans feel. I'm starting to understand it.
Oh my goodness!
All right, man. Hey, y'all be good. Hey, Mel, I might come through there tonight, man.
Well, Chris, Chris, are you leaving or you staying for a while?
I'm about to go to. I gotta go pick her up and drop her off, so I gotta go to San Diego.
You gotta go to San Diego. Okay,
I'll be back in a couple hours, though.
Yeah, because we could have had a couple of drinks, man. But yeah, Eric, come over here. We'll have a couple of drinks.
You drink Crown because I'm trying to find that Blackberry Crown that just dropped.
Hey, let me know. Let me know when you come back, Chris. All right.
We know we still live, man. Do you?